Welcome, 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 one and all inhabitants of the invisible world, new and old. Very much welcome to our first narrative of Cogito RPG entirely in English. Look at you, look at us.
Look at them!
Look at
Look
how
at them!
worldly they are. Incredible. Well, just to make a very quick introduction and welcome, I'm Sid Osna. We are Ignorantia. We are an indie RPG publisher in Brazil. And we're starting to expand our little wings, no pun, but also kind of a pun intended here. You'll get why. You'll get it. Don't worry. And all my beautiful babes here with me are part of this little adventure called Ex Ignorantia. I have Inacio Ervas, who is our illustrator,
Hello.
designer, master of the form. Say, give your good evening.
Goody, 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 howdy, howdy, howdy! Hello, governor. Here we are now in proper English.
Incredible.
Can't you see it, them? These are bilingual RPG players, trilingual, everything lingual, everything all together at once
Jet
at
setters.
the same moment.
Chat setters playing in airports all over, like fancy. That's great.
So yeah, that's me. Most of the people might know me as Iggy also. I draw, I illustrate, and I also play lots of RPGs, and here we are to have some fun from the heavens and the hells.
I think we can give kind of a like who's who introductions. This is our session 0, aka the session where we will talk a little about the game, the narrative we're gonna play. This is gonna be a short narrative, probably in 2 sessions, maybe 3. We'll see. Starting next week. This is our 0 session. Like I said, I'm Sid. I'm a writer. I'm an author. I'm a copywriter. I'm a creative producer. I work with animation, especially commercial animation, and I am part of the founding fathers of this little thing we call Ex Ignorantia, just like Iggy. So Iggy is, like he mentioned, he's a brilliant designer, illustrator, works for Deutsch New York remotely, so he's a big star. He just won a con, so you respect him. Okay, you show the proper respect.
As Aretha Franklin once said, R-E-S-P-E-C-T, motherfuckers.
That's it. It's simple.
I've already started it.
Okay, and we also have Rodolfo Zasco, our proofreader, copywriter, and everything else. Please give your good evening and a little about yourself, good sir.
Hey there, folks. Good evening, everyone. I am Rodolfo. Maybe you can call me Rudy if that's easier. I'm an advertiser. I'm trying to become a professional writer, trying to make it in the digital world. And I've been playing with these crazy guys for 4 years, maybe 5 years.
Lots of years, that's for sure.
Yeah,
It's been a while.
It's been a while, yes. And I'm glad to be here on this experiment, maybe.
I definitely
whatever you want to call it. Yeah. And it's been very nice. Let's see what we can come up with today.
Just replying to the chat, Edun Senpai, who's our good friend, good Brazilian friend. Etiquette is however your heart desires. We'll probably reply in English just to be sure, but we'll definitely just like add this little Portuguese snippets. Maybe we'll even subtitle them later. Who the fuck knows?
Maybe some Spanish might get in the way. I mean,
we might.
At this hour in the day, my head's spinning in every kind of sense.
And for the US, it's perfect. We'll probably get more people speaking Spanish.
Okay.
Good. And finally, last but not least, our very good friend, Vini Michelini. Say your hello, Vini.
Hey there, folks. Name is Vinicius. For the more intimate person, it's Winnie. You can call me whatever you want, though. Well, I've been playing RPG with you guys for nearly 20 years now. So
Vini's been playing with me and
I'm like the doof of the RPG. So
That's incredible. Great, very, very welcome. And finally, you're not seeing him, but you might hear him, and you definitely feel his presence all around. Our technical director and also founding father of Ignorantia, game designer, psychologist. It's actually true. Gustavo Holensky, say your good evening, Kongi.
Hello, everyone. I'm Gustav Holensky, or Kong, as Sid just called me.
It's a
And
mighty
I'll be here in the chat, replying, answering, and everything that comes up. And I'll be basically just doing the technical back end of everything here on the stream.
Basically, it sounds simple, and it's not. Okay.
The automaton himself.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, that's Kong is the true responsible for the fact that we can put on a show. So that's
Is the voice from above or below?
yeah.
I am still alive. I'm still alive. I'm just the voice of God.
Not AI, not God.
We can add a burning bush somewhere in the setting if you guys need the focal point. But yeah. Okay. Well, thanks guys for joining me on this experiment. Like I mentioned, we are Brazilian. We speak Portuguese. Our releases were first written and released in Portuguese, but there are way more people speaking English. I have a feeling. I'm not good with math, but I think there's more people who speak English. And that's why we decided to give it a go. And we actually, the game we're about to see, we call it Cogito, but you can call it Cogito, which is actually the correct pronunciation in Latin. So we'll call it Cogito, okay? We'll go for it. We'll enter. We'll be immersed in the experience. So we'll call it Cogito. Cogito is, you can actually see the teaser of the game, like the quick guide. It's free on Drive-Thru RPG, so you can get it there. You can get it on our English-speaking Instagram, which is at cogito.rpg. It's on the bio link, so you can get it there, and you can give us a follow, which will be very much appreciated. And even more appreciated in case you do get to check it out, the quick guide. We would love to hear what you guys think. If it's a review on Drive-Thru RPG, that really helps. It gets us a little more seen. But you can also join us on Discord. You can join us on the Instagram. We prepared our Discord to receive our future English-speaking friends. So you can actually go, oh yeah, Kong is doing the right thing and putting everything on the chat. But in case you want to explore a little, you can also go to xignorantia.com, where we have all our releases, our whole catalog. It is in Portuguese for now. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna clickbait you into going. But in case you want to check it out, there are some beautiful illustrations from our friends here. There are a lot of texts. There are a lot of materials you can access. And just to get a look at everything we do, even though if you don't speak Portuguese, I'm confident and arrogantly confident that you will like what you see. So if you do, it would be very much appreciated if you can join us anywhere from Discord to Instagram to everything else. Yeah, that's the business part, guys. I think we're good with the business part, right?
I have covered it pretty.
We covered it.
Widely.
They know our curriculums. They know what we do. They know where we come from. Is this job interview going well? You tell us.
Now they're gonna know our shenanigans.
Are you hiring for any chance?
Are we done now? We did it? Yes.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it's needed, but I'll put a warning here. We swear a lot.
Yeah.
We do.
Not PG-13. Not at all.
Very much not. If you're 13, I will pretend I didn't see you here. You can just stick it in the back of stay in the back of the audience. I'll pretend I didn't see you. But this is very much at least 16 plus, I would say. I smoke a lot. I'm not saying you should. This is no reason for you to
Not at all.
but I will. We'll have
Do
drinks.
not smoke. Do
We'll
not
have
drink.
fun. Yeah. Again,
We
this
are
is a session 0, guys. We're up here to have fun, talk about the characters, talk a little about the narrative, and then we'll actually get the action going next week. Same bad day, same bad place here on Twitch. Okay, without any further ado, what are we doing here, Sid? What the fuck is
I
this?
don't know. I don't know who are you guys?
Does
What's
anybody
what's this thing?
know what we're
What's
doing?
RPG? What's
Okay.
Cogito?
Let's pretend you don't know, right? Let's pretend you guys don't know already our incredible game. Let's just pretend for a second, okay? Bear with us. Cogito is a game.
Should I act surprised?
You should. As
Okay,
many
okay,
times
okay.
as you need
So
to.
you can get my live reaction.
I need
first things
reactions.
from
I need
Cogito. Okay.
giftable shit.
Okay. Okay.
So what is Cogito, y'all? It is an RPG with focus, very much so focus on storytelling, roleplay, the actual meat of what we as a group of players, as a group of lifelong players, or earlier or longer, or whatever, we love RPGs that tell a good story. We usually talk a lot about the movie we make together, right? The scenes and the climaxes and the delicious feeling of watching a good movie or show, but with the extra magic of knowing that these guys in front of you are creating everything from the top of their heads. We do have characters, we do have a plot, sometimes looser, sometimes tighter, but that's what we do here. We love
That's the fun.
Yeah, we love living in the characters and being immersed in the world and Cogito, as well as our game system, which is called the Signum system. It's made specially for that. We try to be as little intrusive as we can, so the movie doesn't stop because we need to check something. And you will see as the game progresses that we created the game and we ignore rules, we change them at will. Like we're not I'm not saying we're trying to make the game easier, I'm saying we're trying to make the game more fun. I think that's, for me, that's not the same thing. It's not the same thing, because sometimes you will see me being very mean to these dudes. Like, it's not all fun and games.
Oh, I couldn't imagine
It is all
that.
fun and
For
games,
the love of God, I wouldn't imagine you doing something nasty with the results.
I would never.
Would you ever?
I would never put my friends at risk. But I do. I really do. So, okay, so it's Cogito is the name of the game. Signum is the name of the system. And the setting is called the Invisible World. What is the Invisible World? Invisible World, the Invisible World is basically our world, but weirder. Way weirder. People don't even realize how deeply weird and ancient and the various impossible to calculate possibilities that walk among us. It's a silly comparison, but when you think about that beautiful scene in Men in Black, when he finally realizes there are aliens everywhere. Remember that shit? There's like a little tail, and that guy is weird. That's the Invisible World. But instead of aliens, well, you might find aliens. I'm not gonna say you can't, because there's everything. There's
Never say
all
never.
manner of tribes and groups and organizations and races and multi-dimensional creatures who come to the world that we know and love and think it's so normal and beautiful and mundane, but it's not. And in Cogito, we focus our lenses on the great war, the eternal war, the war to end all wars, which is the war between heaven and hell. But here's the thing, you guys, heaven and hell are not places. There is no plane of existence with the clouds and the beautiful music always playing and there are nice people chatting. That place doesn't exist, just as well as the lake of fire, where the sinners go to suffer. That place doesn't exist either. So angels and demons and fallen angels, who are the main characters, the main focus point of Cogito, they don't have anywhere to escape the mundane world, which means, in our humble opinion, that they slowly become more human as time passes. So the game's namesake is Cogito ergo sum. So I think therefore I am. But we fucked it up and we added a secularia in the end, which makes it I think therefore I am mundane. So if you're around, if you're on Earth, if you're thinking, if you're paying bills, if you have no magical place to escape, if you're taking buses and you're drinking chlorate water and you're watching stupid fucking reality shows again and again and again and binging that shit, then you're mundane as fuck. Then you can't escape. It doesn't matter if you're a demon with 100 or 500 years. You're just as mundane as people around you. There are differences. I'm not saying there isn't, but at the end of the day, which is a sentence we were saying before the game, at the end of the day, you
At the
pretty
end of
much
the day,
you can die, you can get diseases, you just don't get old. You have a little power in you, sure. You have a relic, which is an object that holds a part of your soul and have very specific powers that the players create. It doesn't come from the core book. Players create their power, their objects of power alongside narrators, which is my place today. So Cogito is very much about it's serving very much immortals who are becoming or accepting or trying to flee or running towards their own mundane aspect, right? Anything to add, my gorgeous little players?
That was beautiful. Nothing to add.
Thank you.
I like the gorgeous part.
Well said.
I think it fits.
Okay, that's the game we're playing. So uh I think I'm gonna give you guys a little context. My players know what I'm about to say, but let me give you guys a little context specifically on the narrative we will play, and then we will jump to our characters. Cool? Uh, our game is called Young Relics because relic is the name of the object of power each of these beings hold, and it has all their practical power, their magical power comes from this object. But relic is also something that gives us an old vibe. It's you're a relic, you're a dinosaur, you're gone, and young because our characters are less than 100 years old, which in this context, in the context of angels, fallen, and demons, that's adolescence. I think I'm getting some feedback. Okay, it stopped. So young relics, right? They're old because they're pretty much, let's say, 100 years old, 80 years old, 70. That's old for humans, but they're so young in the big picture. Like our games are usually played with 300, at least 200-year old, and these guys are young, rebellious, going through the adolescence of the immortal life. And so, okay, and our setting, our specific setting to this game is a city, a fictitious city that is part of the Rust Belt, also the cities that lost a lot of their economics and financial stability and infrastructural stability as well when the American auto industry kind of got sent away to countries with labor laws, more looser labor laws, basically. And our city is called Ruthford Fields, but almost nobody who lives there knows it by that name. Everybody calls it Rust. Rust is a city abandoned by the modern uh, powers that be. Let's say, if you look at Rust from the outside, you'll see closed factories, you'll see old warehouses, brick warehouses, stable that could it looked like they could stand time for 1,000 years, but they all look abandoned. They all look dilapidated and uncared for in general. A lot of the streets have a lot of brick dust that time has pushed from the buildings into the streets. You feel like there's always a bit of, like, you can never go home without red dust in your shoes and your pants. And there's the whole, if you fly by Rust, you get a feeling that maybe nobody even lives there, like at least in the industrial parts, which is the parts that we care more about in this game. Yeah, there are like little townships and neighborhoods that have people that that are living there and resisting the changes, but we're really focused on the parts that look literally abandoned. Okay, if you walk around, you'll be a little afraid because it feels empty, and the people who are there kind of look at you as you pass like you shouldn't be there. If you're an outsider, if you're not from around, if you're not protected in a way. And so it feels empty in an overwhelming way, in a kind of dangerous way, you might say. But the inside of a lot of those buildings is not as bad as it would seem from the outside. Tribes, as we call them in Rust, form and grow and disband every day. There are willies who are couriers, there are artists who plant cannabis on the roof of their buildings. There are all manner of creative expression. There are all manner of little crimes that don't really get the attention of the higher ups of the mafias and those powerful creatures, those bosses, and they all seem very far away from Rust. So it feels like the kids are having a lot of fun while the grown-ups think that the house is abandoned. It's very much the vibe you guys have. It feels like a very a neighborhoods wide house party is always happening in small pockets. You can
Okay,
you
okay, you're
can
setting
play
it for me.
Diablo 4 for 3 straight days inside a warehouse with a bunch of hackers, or you can race around town in BMXs with some fucked up little twitching fallen angel who does smack and talks shit about people and hates outsiders. Or you can talk
Are you
to, yeah,
are you
please.
are you describing the city of your dreams? Perhaps, maybe, probably.
Am I just actualizing some shit here? Maybe. Is
Is this
every
Dreams
RPG kind of
RPG?
like that?
Is this therapy? We don't even know. I
Is
we've been
it?
playing
I
it
don't
for
know,
years.
guys. I
Is
don't
it a
know. I don't
game?
know. I can't tell. I couldn't tell. So yeah, it's a weird place, man. But it's a place who's very proud of being weird. You know that keep Portland weird thing? Keep that place weird. Keep that place weird. The whole community around your characters in Rust is that. They've been living that for decades, some of them. And yeah, there are still like old ladies who used to live here when times were better, and they kind of grown accustomed to the weird little kids who walk around with their tattoos and their fashionable clothes. But they're friendly. But there are also those who think that any place who's there shouldn't be anyone else's, if that makes sense. I know that's a very weird concept in the real world, right? Everybody's
That's so
so
far-fetched.
accepting and embracing of change and difference and diversity. But yeah, in the game, in an RPG, not everybody is like that because it's a fantastic world. And on top of everything else, you do get those with deeper interests that can be very detrimental to the health of the weird community you have. There are mega corporations who would love to build a corporate city in a place like this and just buy all the abandoned places and put their Wi-Fi and shit like that. But we all know that means the people who used to live there will soon not be able to pay their rents and stuff like that. So gentrification,
The magic of
the
gentrification.
magical and fantastical gentrification.
Only in a makeup world would that happen.
Only. It's such a stretch
Crazy.
for reality. I couldn't even
So-
fathom it.
So fun to pretend, you guys. So fun to pretend. So yeah, that's a bit of Rust for you guys. Any questions? I know we talked a bit about this, but is there anything that you guys want to talk about?
No, I think it describes mostly, and I'm getting back to the Cogito kind of feel and vibes, this foot into reality. That yeah, we are playing with angels and demons and fallen angels and a whole fantastical world where we having jobs, we have diseases, we can die, we can get hurt, we love, we lose, which is funny in a way that a fantastical world can be so mundane, and that we live our our daily lives by working and working and working, and we want to do what on the RPG? Work and suffer just a little bit more. So that's
And
that,
then do some magic, like a little magic getting
li-
fucked by the
a little-
system.
yeah, yeah.
Magic.
a little
Okay, let's go.
power, some wings, some talk about heaven and hell. At the end of the day, you're just working and being a normal human-like kind of being, which is the whole vibe for Cogito.
Yeah.
We like magic and reality at the same
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's a little sugar to get the medicine down, guys. Vinny, are you seeing me? I got worried that you're not seeing me. Are you seeing me?
Actually not. All I see is a black screen on your.
Okay, do you
on
guys,
your-
will you guys be very pissed if Vinny leaves and comes back just to see if it works? Has not seen
Oh,
the
I
narrative.
would be very, very pissed.
You're
But I
telling me
think
to
he
leave?
should.
I would never. Okay.
Oh, you would never. Okay,
Oh,
guys,
never.
I need to go pee pee because I'm drinking beers.
Yeah,
So
great,
if you guys
that's
could,
great.
like, if you guys could just talk a little about, I don't know, I don't want
Can we
to
sing
engage
and
too much.
dance? Is now the time for karaoke?
It might be, but if you guys go on a round of I don't know, it might sound stupid and feel free not to do it, but maybe talking about like Iggy just did, like what element of the setting or even
Yeah.
the system, anything you guys think it could
Yeah,
be cool to talk a little more, or just to showcase to the guys who don't know the game. Anything
Yeah.
like that will be awesome. I'll be right back.
Me too.
Okay.
Okay, guys, I will just leave and got back to the
Okay, okay.
Is it call? Yep.
Just-
They let me. Seems like I'm the star of the show now. How that's Mr. Charles?
I'm still here.
So, he was all my stardom. It lasted so little, and it was. I'm like a forgotten actress. Okay, so piggyback on that, describing. I think it's always like beautiful, and yes, responding to the chat, Mr. Master Riari, who is unleash the diva, baby. The diva's never been caged. The diva's always here. She's behaved sometimes because she's tired, but she's always here. Given a little bit of context to the beautiful chat, and I don't know if I can expose him, but Riari is an amazing artist who joins us on Tuesdays and on Thursdays, and he's part of the Ignorantia family also. He's in the chat there, participating and chatting up with us, and he's lovely and hyper talented. And you'll see
Yep.
many illustrations he makes for our materials. And talk about your characters. I believe we're gonna talk about the character when he comes back, so he can help us co-create between us together with the community and everything, everybody here, the proper setting for the characters, and so we can dive deeper into the character creation. But okay. Oh, cities come back. My stardom has now I'm not now.
I would never try to steal away from your stardom. Okay, I would
You
never.
better. You better.
Yeah.
It sounds like No, but just a little colors to what, because Sid describes so well what's the vibe, and I also, as I always tend to imagine games like as movies. I love the setting that the Rust City itself is created, but just to give a little bit more of context of this invisible world setting that we are talking about, we said there's no heaven and no hell, but there is God, and there is
Oh,
the
yeah.
devil.
Oh,
Those are
yeah.
figures.
That's
And
good.
those,
That's good.
and in this whole playground of angels and demons and fallens and creators, and some of the names I might get mistaken, but there are some very important VIPs in the world, should I say. It's not always that they intervene in the game, like per se, because when's God or the devil himself gonna show up in our lives? We are so mundane that they only exist in theory, but they can pop up in a game. They can, and just as Ariana Grande
Absolutely.
once said, in our world, God is a woman. In fact, she's a little girl.
Oh yeah.
Because why not? Because
Yeah.
of course. And she lives in the in the streets of New York as a little gay playing, like, what do you call it? Doing, like,
Oh damn! What's the name?
what's the name with the thing
Malabaris.
and the balls,
Juggling.
and you, like,
Juggling. Juggling.
Juggling. Yeah. Juggling little sock balls, like little.
juggling little socks. That's
Yeah.
our girl, and of course our
Hello.
devil, or as we call it with our dear hearts, is Mr. Lou.
Sorry.
Dr. Lou.
Doctor.
He
He's a
didn't go to
doctor.
dentist school to be called Mister, okay?
Okay, I have to talk to him right after this call.
He
because
bought
we call
that.
him
He
Mr.
bought that thing, right? He just.
And he is, of course, and I'm sorry if this offends anybody, he's
Yeah.
a dentist
Yeah.
in New York City.
Sorry,
yeah.
not sorry.
Take it or leave it. Our context, our higher context, our higher mythological context is God is a woman. She's a little girl juggling in the streets of New York, and the devil himself, Dr. Lou, is a dentist.
Absolutely. And yeah, we hope you guys get curious about the stuff we're not talking about, because we're not talking about so much. Like there's such deep levels, and like check the if you guys want to check out the quick guide. I think it's going to give you like a good idea of the the blurry line between the normal stuff, the normalcy, and the very deep weirdness, which is the underlining tone of everything in this world, right?
And if we, and making just the little publicity kind of thing here, if we get many people interested in it, we will think about translating the whole package of Cogito
Oh, yeah,
and the
definitely.
whole plethora of materials that we've made and
sure.
released in Portuguese, which includes from bestiaries called Visinum and tons of already adventures and character sheets and even more weird types of characters and the second so the invisible world in English is just beginning, but trust me, there's many things to get from there.
True that. True that. Oh, and just as a quick, and we love co-creating stuff, like collaborating with people on
Totally.
game elements, on like characters, ideas, stories. That's the whole thing. Like to us, the Discord is there especially for that. Yeah, you can get a doubt, like, oh, I have a question, I have a suggestion. That's absolutely more than welcome. But we treasure when people come like, what about this weird idea I had? What
I
about
love
a
it.
toilet seat that when you sit on it, 10 hours pass and you don't realize and you have a great idea? We're like, yeah.
Yeah, of
We
course.
need that.
Because it's not to stress enough on that point. Ex Ignorantia, other than Reality, who's in the chat, Marcus Lindo, is us. Is these people you're seeing. We are indie. We are like very actually so little amount of people, so we are not like a big enterprise. And every
No.
like, and every
We
download,
are
and every
excitable
collaboration.
people with weird pleasures. I
That's
would say.
it. We're
That's a
a
proper
small group of
definition. Yes.
excitable weirdos. That's it.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Vinny, you're muted.
Sounded like my Tinder description, but I like it.
Yeah. Once again, is this RPG? Is this therapy? Is this Tinder?
my
Are
God,
we
you're
looking
such
to date somebody in English? Maybe, probably.
That is such a good Tinder description. An excitable little weirdo.
Weirdo.
Am I doing that? Should I do that? Now I'm
Should I? Maybe.
Magic, reality.
yeah.
I don't know, guys. I need a minute.
Crossing a threshold, man. Yeah, I just need a second. Ding, ding, ding. Okay. I'm back. We talked. This is the setting. We're not gonna go into the system because it is so simple that once you see it, Cool Kong, thanks. As soon as you see it in action, you'll get it because it's one thing. There's one equation that applies to any role you make in this game. Yeah, you will have like different elements in it, like pluses and minuses, advantages, disadvantages into the equation, but it's just one equation. We use the 10-sided dice because we're kids from the 90s, and the 90s had a very good I forgot the word like
Why?
list of options of games with D10s and stuff like that.
Yeah, this
Very
might sound,
edgy.
this might sound like a surprise. I know we look 20, but
Yeah,
we're millennials.
I know.
I know. No, that's a throw off, but we are actually millennials playing RPG.
And 10 people stopped watching now. That's interesting. You're not 20? No, that's it. We're gone. Not sex. Okay. Guys, if you have any questions about the setting, about the basis of the game, please let us know on the chat. If you watch this later, leave a comment on YouTube. Come to still here. Go ahead. Thanks, World Builder. If you guys any question that pops up after, if we're not on, let us know. It's going to be a pleasure to get everything across, send you the link for anything. We're accessible. We're workaholics and very busy all the time, but we're so well intended, man. So well intended.
Sometimes.
Yeah, that's true. I can't promise you it will always be like I can't. I just can't. But we'll try. Okay. Okay, guys, can we go to the characters? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, we have 15 minutes until our ad. So I think I'm gonna start with Iggy, who I think
Okay.
has a good idea of the character. If we need, we can stop
Great.
and go to the ad and come back. But I think
Okay.
Iggy's gonna be a good example per se of the character. Iggy, I'm not even gonna say anything. Please give us any detail you want from your character, and then let us know when to talk.
Okie doke. So I'll give a brief description because that's what I got, just a brief description of
It's a
my
good
character. If there's somebody new in the chat,
Oh, I can actually show the character in my screen while you talk.
do
so-
that. That's cool. Yeah.
Good, perfect.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, super fine.
Great. Sorry about I don't know what's been going on.
Oh, the
Don't worry, man. It's life. It's
It's
technology.
not like I have said anything of any importance. So
It's not like I've been playing like this for years and
Yeah.
years.
I've been talking and interacting here, but that's okay.
I feel so bad when people do that. I like, oh,
It's cool.
Yeah, but it
damn.
happens. I mean, this post-pandemic feelings. It happens. Sometimes you are on mute. So, let me start with the description of my character, which is the lovely Amelia Doe-eyed Wayne. This might sound like a surprise to the chat, but yes, I'm playing with a girl.
Oh yeah,
That's
That's
such a stretch for me.
Horrified gasps.
would
You
like
know,
to play
everybody
the
acts surprised, act shocked that I'm playing with a girl, and
More
actually
shocked that you're
she's.
saying playing with a girl than you were playing with a girl, but okay.
So yeah, please give a warm welcome to Amelia Dwight Wayne. I promise I'll perform her with the due diligence, but I'm still discovering how to act like her. I mean, this beautiful blonde, all-American kind of girl who lives in Rust. She is, although she's just like me, has the face of an angel, but the age of an ancient one. Uh, yeah, it's nice to change, right, World Builder?
And it's weird. Yeah, I think the weirder part is that admitting that, because it's always like, is that a dude? I think he's a dude. Oh, okay. Sorry to interrupt. I just want to make one thing about today specifically clear. Today, like I mentioned, it's a session 0, so we're gonna talk more about the characters and actually play. But it serves as a chance for our players
To
to
explore.
wear the characters a little. So
Yeah.
don't be surprised if the character starts in a way and ends today in a different way, because
Yeah,
we're
we're
here for
working on
that.
them.
We're here so so when we start the game, everybody's in love with the characters and like excited to interpret them, you know. So please
Yeah,
continue.
totally. Where was I? Okay, she's just like me. She has the face of an angel, but the age of an old lady. She's 70 years old, and she's a fallen angel,
How old?
which is 70. It's
Ah.
70, yeah, 70, 70. Sometimes I get my numbers wrong. That has cost me a couple of troubles. But yeah, 70 years old. She's a fallen angel, which is one of the is one of the uh, types of characters we play in Cogito. We can get deeper into that. I might need your help so we can figure out, because as we build these characters, the main part for a fallen angel, I would say, is the moment that they fell and why did they fell, and what are the consequences with that. And I have a rough idea of what happened to her, but I would super accept your suggestions about it. So, well, I might not get too deep into her like chart characteristics that I've barely distributed, but yeah.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
like focus on the
On the main
for now.
things. Other than her physical appearance, she has what do we call it? The facade. The facade is the appearance of a
Human
girl,
facade, yes.
of a 20-ish kind of year-old girl, and what's the other name? Is the true appearance of her. We'll work on that. I'll get back to you in a minute.
Yeah, for sure.
but it'll be like a true nice appearance of a fallen angel.
I think it's so I think it's so fun that she has such an angelic human appearance. The facade is so angelic that I think it's gonna be fun to play almost like a negative of her.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
like
that's
you know,
cool.
she's such a white, like literally white creature that it might be fun that her true appearance is almost like a negative. It's like a dark
Yeah.
creature who used to be light. You know.
Yeah, and that's
talking
exactly
about
the like. That, that's exactly like the whole vibe for this character is that she's actually appealing. She's somebody you look at, and she's somebody who used to be very looked at and very listened to. So people stopped what they were doing to listen to what she was saying, and that's what originally she was created. And there you can chime in, Sid, if you want to
Yeah, please.
correct me or something. I thought about her being created as a warrior angel, but not a warrior angel that's going to do the fighting. Mostly like some sort of like diplomatic kind of warrior angel, who
I like
was
that.
meant to lead people, who was meant to
I like
convince people, sort of like like a politician from the heavens.
I think that's a good moment to make a sidebar about the types of angels.
Yeah,
Let's put it that way.
totally.
Angels, every creature, every being, angel and demon is created by a maker or a spawner. Angels are created by the 4 archangels: Raphael, who makes the guardian angels; Gabriel, who makes the warrior angels, Michael, who makes the wisdom angels. I forgot the word in. Yeah, wisdom
Knowledge.
angels.
Knowledge.
Knowledge. Sorry, the knowledge.
Knowledge.
Yeah, we just translated,
Speech.
guys. I'm sorry if I missed one thing or another. You guys will help me. So the knowledge angels and Uriel, who makes the death angels, the more sancta. So I think it's very interesting to get a character who's not the warrior type, but is a warrior angel. I think
Yeah.
because war is such a broad concept, and I think a diplomat is such a fun way to explore war in a smart and kind of I'm gonna use the word like freely, but like kind of sexy way. It's almost the
Totally.
spy thing and the games behind the games. That's really cool. I love that.
Okay, cool. So we're gonna in a good place. I'm gonna like read through most of what I did with what I thought of it. Just created as a sort of commander, a diplomat for the celestial part of the balance of the whole white invisible world. Through her very first years of life, she dedicated to perfecting her skills by entering every possible corner of the social jungle in the city. So it's a social kind of being who likes to be around people, and that's the main thing. I also wrote here her charm is her best ally, or it was until she used her own charm and special powers to dot 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 dot. As the result of these tragic events, of which she ended up miserable without a single penny on her pockets, and most important of all, she fell. And oh, she fell hard, but without a single scratch on her beautiful angelic face. That's that's mostly. So I guess like the main part, not the main, but an important part is why and what happened to her in her life to make her fall. And I thought it could be like directly related to her relic or her special power, as we might call it, which I called the Evergreen Ring. Yes, I went super out there, and my special object of power is a ring, which I thought is this kind of, this kind of such a creative person, right? But all right, but okay, these cryptic rings that you can like change, like they have like little figurines and drawings, and you can like turn them around and they change shapes and they make things. I know I'll drop a couple of pictures after so you guys can like picture it better, but it was like this at least charming little kind of rings. And here's what I'm gonna need like the narrator to actually help me control the power of what I thought this relic might help me, which I think is handling the evergreen ring. She proposes an aura of convincing, I describe it mostly like a soft lavender smell that impregnates the air and makes every head in the room turn to her and feel very convinced by the words that leave her mouth, demanding
that.
attention in the most subtle and enticing way possible. And I know this is like a big.
I really love that.
You like that?
I have an idea about what
Yeah.
made her fall.
Okay, give it to me because I was thinking with this description it seems like very big, so we're gonna have to level it up to make
Yeah.
her like this. This is a young character, right?
Yeah, yeah.
She
But
kinda like
But again, you guys can kind of like I'm gonna do one very simple comparison. No matter how weak or young, I think it's the correct word, a relic is, it's still more than a human has.
yeah,
You
of
know?
course.
You know what I mean? It's like a 10-year-old angel has more literal power than any human in the immediate sense, correct? So my thought is, uh, what about? I almost said a quote that is very bad and will probably get her banned. So almost did it. What about?
Be careful with the
What
banning.
about
We
a
we can
word?
do cancellation. We cannot do banning.
Yeah. I'll change to an Adventure Time quote that I really like. But what about banana? Is what I mean is, you used. Okay, this is not going to be a role scene, but it's going to be kind of a scene, if you guys don't mind. There's a context, there's a scene happening, and you will develop this, or we will develop this, but the scene is happening, okay? And from the top of your young teenage arrogance, you use your relic, I'd say, a bit too much, a bit more than you needed for the effect you wanted. The kind of, I think the term is overkill. I could just do this and get it done, but I was pissed. I think most problems with angels, with young angels, are human problems. You were tired, you were in a bad mood, you had a bad day. That happens, and that will affect you because you're only human on some level. So you use your power a bit more than you should, but you ignore the fact that somebody, you didn't ignore, yeah, you literally ignored. You knew, but you didn't care about the fact that there was a human, a mortal there. And that mortal, because of your relic, developed a slight obsession with you, which made him kill himself eventually.
Oh damn, we went dark really fast.
We did.
Okay.
We did. Because he broke his reality on such level. It's like, I'm going to use a very unfair comparison. I'm not like, it's just a generic example. It's like flirting with a guy that doesn't have the mental structure to deal with you flirting with him. If you're not intending on having a relationship with him or just having anything, if to that guy or to that person, let's say, he felt like he found his purpose in life when actually Amelia Doe-Eyed Wayne was only being herself. She just forgot that she's not human, and the effects of what she does reverberate way stronger than a human saying something out loud. You made a whole room of people basically fall in love with you, and most of them were ready to deal with that, but one of them wasn't. And it's not like the beautiful angel, is gonna stop her life to check on the poor old sod who fell in love with her. And he sent messages and she thought, what the fuck, what's this number? And she blocked it. And he called and she didn't pick up. And eventually he found a way to contact her and she chose not to help. So it's more of her own guilt about what happened. It's not like God pointed at her and said, you're fucked. Look at what you did. Look at what you did. It's not that. It's how you dealt with that. Because I don't know, like I remember a Neil Gaiman had an experience where somebody, like there was I think a murder actually, and the person who did it said that it was inspired by one of his books. And he felt like shit. He says he couldn't write for a while. It took him a really long time to take the responsibility for that from his mind. So I think maybe that's what happened with Amelia, you know? It's a responsibility she created in her own head that broke this light side of her. What do you think? There are no details. We can fuck around, but
No,
I think that's an interesting thing.
I love it, and it made me also think, like, adding up to that, we always describe the moment that an angel falls as a super highly like important point in their lives because it's extremely traumatic. So I thought of the moment, you know, when the sparks hits and when she realizes what she's done, and when the heaven and the hells and the whole powers that be show her that she actually fell, and it gave me an idea of her true appearance, because I super can imagine her like checking in on her beautiful angelic face or her true appearance that is as bright and shiny and beautiful and lavender and flower smelling and always charming. And little by little, she started like sensing this sense of like something rotten, like when you cannot identify, and then it gets a little bit overwhelming, and you think something is burning, and then something is not burning. It's in your nose, and it smells like a rotten egg right up in your nose. And all of a sudden, when she's looking at a mirror, she discovers that her image is kind of like melting, and she becomes this like.
You know what could be fun? I don't think she's the type to use a lot of makeup, but like she's doing makeup to cover this rot she's feeling, and then one day she's taking off the thing, and she's like an opposite. You know, she's taking off her skin as she takes off
I like
Yeah,
it. It's something like a black swan.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Kong, you can do the ad because I think it's a good moment for us to just. I really like that scene, so let's go for the ad, and we'll be right back. We'll be here anyway. If you subscribe to the thing, we'll be here going.
This is a wonderful world, everybody. You've seen it. It just happened right here. Beautiful.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'm almost peeing myself again. Beer is just the cruel mistress, man. Cruel mistress. I love your character, dude. I really do.
I kind of love her too.
Such a.
Can we go? Are we on break?
Yeah, we're on break.
Okay, great. PP room.
I'm just gonna keep talking in English because eventually it's gonna be on our YouTube, and this one will probably be
totally.
straight. So
And
we're
therefore
not-
we don't switch to Portuguese because
yeah. I think this one we're gonna post straight to YouTube.
It helps,
so-
and also like that, it helps the vibe to go to go along.
I love your
For
character.
sure.
It's the kind of person I would like to be if I already am not. Anyway.
If I wasn't already perfect.
If I wasn't
Yeah.
already her, I would be like her.
Exactly. I mean, why would it be any different? Yeah, she's just gonna love Philip. I think she's gonna love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can I can see you three as such a dope group. Like I want to watch a show about you guys because it's gonna be. I feel like such a good, like the trifecta of, how characters support each other. Like I'm gonna do the right thing. I'm gonna do the wrong thing. I'm in the middle, and then I want to go full on. I don't want to go. I want to go correct. Like how
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
always like.
Yeah.
I love that. I
A
love.
threesome with 5 people. It's perfect. It's more than perfect. Okay, just give me a second. We'll be right back.
Yeah. Cool. Nothing like speaking English the whole day and then just keep going, right? It's way easier
Yeah.
than just turn it on and
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, totally. Just to switch the language thing. Yesterday, I think I was most crazy, even on top of everything that happened,
Yeah.
and all the work that I did, and all the things that I was. It was like, oh, at the end of the day,
At the end of
Yes.
the day.
at the end of the day, there is nothing but trouble. Okay, nothing more than that, because we're gonna get hit by the copyright of the levies.
Hit that system.
Somebody tell Vinny not to switch
Not
off
to
his
close his
camera.
Oh yeah. He
Oh
turned-
yeah. I think he went to the bathroom.
Yeah. But if he forgot.
I think my headache yesterday night was because I was like solving things and talking to my mom in Spanish like the whole day, working with some Portuguese freelance jobs that I was doing on the side at the same time that I was speaking in English in my normal like day work. So it was like the switching of languages, and I had to double check that I didn't send this 7-minute audio to my mom in English, or that I
Yeah.
wasn't talking to my client in Portuguese. It was like this, and at the end of the day, I was like, I don't know what I want. I don't even want to watch nothing. I might just listen to some Chinese music because I want to understand it and it'll be beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. I absolutely get it. I want no information processed. No.
Yeah.
information processed.
No.
Okay, we're back, right?
You're back.
Okay, we're back.
Yay.
Okay. One thing I saw on your notes, Iggy, that I think it's worth mentioning is what arcane attribute you use for your relic.
We should make an intro on the arcane.
Yeah, exactly.
Powers.
Arcane attributes are the 4 attributes that kind of sum up magic in our system and our setting, and they are Dies, Noctis, Reliqua, and Exitium. Correct? Am I making something up? Okay. For a second, I saw everybody kind of.
You made it up, dude. Everything is made up.
Everything is better. That's true. So those are the 4, and like D
Or
is
is
it's like the day, it's light, it's nature, it's life, it's the mind. Noctis is the night, the darkness, the void, the death. itself is part of Noctis. Reliqua is the rest. It's like resting, not the rest. Resting. It's healing, analyzing. Like analyzing all the aspects, healing, finding traces, finding elements, and finally Exitium, which is destruction, which is the very direct magic to protect and attack in through magic specifically. So because Iggy's Amelia's actually relic is about, it's about the senses. It's also about, like, okay, I'll throw it to you. Is Amelia's relic more about the senses confusing the person, or is it a mind thing? And the texture, the textures and the sensations are made by the mind, or is the textures and sensations changing the mind? You know?
Yeah, totally. That was my start when I was like, is this more Diaz? Is this more Reliqua? Which way are we going? And I sort of kind of like, I went first with the senses and the feelings should require me to analyze something or to get a deeper understanding of the outside. But then as I started thinking and playing along in my head with the possible situations that I wanted to like explore with her, it was like it went most like towards the mind kind of feeling. So I'm leaning towards the Diaz kind of light mind, psychological kind of arcane powers throughout, because I see it as something that she herself projects from her mind and from her aura outwards. You know?
Yeah. And I think they're probably like perception changes in the way that people receive your relic. Like, it's not always lavender, for example. I think somebody who loves the smell of what was the quote? The smell of napalm in the morning. They might dig that, you know.
Okay, I went with fresh cut grass and you went with napalm.
I went with napalm.
That should describe a lot about ourselves and not about our characters.
Burn fresh grass.
Charlie, don't surf.
Take a look at my little friends.
Okay, I love Amelia, but okay. Can we just pass and then we go back and so everybody can kind of.
Yeah. I had one extra question to ask.
Yeah,
now
please.
that we've settled that this
Please.
The last part of my creation is her advantages and disadvantages that I put on her, because I love to have advantages and disadvantages, especially disadvantages. So I'm going to start with those. I chose miserable and rebel, because rebel is a specific characteristic to warrior angels, and I think it like compensates with a personality. And miserable because I found that it was interesting, that even though she's charming, like she's broke. So I think it's like a nice place to like play along.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to ask you something, because for the advantages, I went with her being resilient, which gives her an extra endurance when
I think against poison and stuff like that.
Something like that. And then I wanted to propose something, because in our material there is an advantage that I thought combined perfectly with Amelia, that it's fatal attraction. But that's an advantage of specific to devils on our material. So that should be breaking the code, or should we make an exception?
No, I don't mind. Let's add another point. Or you can either like
make it more
rebalance.
expensive.
Yeah, like put one more point, or we can kind of change how effective it is. You know, you have it, but it's not as powerful as it is for a demon or something like that by the same price.
If it was like a pure angel, it would be like different. But we're talking about somebody who's corrupted already, who's on the darker side of.
Totally.
I went. This the advantage gives me like context modifier when I saw to show up some things with her adversaries. So there's that. That's Amelia, and we hope we can meet her soon.
I love Amelia. Okay. Anybody wants to go now? Anybody's feeling lucky?
Can I?
Okay, yeah, sure. Mr. Rodolfo.
I'm,
Rudy, I love
yeah,
Rudy.
I'm,
Rudy is
yeah,
great.
yeah, it's fine.
Rudy.
I like to go now because you were talking about warrior angel. That's kind of what I was thinking for my character. So I think I'm gonna talk a little bit about my character first.
Yeah,
You
go for it.
introduce. Well, her name is Darlene. She's known as Shutter, and oh, what do I know about her? Well, I think she's also
So I'll be right
rebellious.
here, okay? You won't see me, but I'm right here.
Yeah,
Just gonna,
cool.
but I'm listening.
She's independent and self-reliant. She's resourceful and confident. These are basically the personality traits that I've defined for her. And I've been struggling a little bit to, to fill my character sheet. And I have a few questions, and I'd like some help to, I don't know, maybe define what type of angel she is. And if you guys would like to help me too, I'd love to hear comments about it. I was thinking this character is all about, I don't know why, but I kind of started drawing her in my mind based on a lock of sausage water colored hair. I don't know why, but that's what I started my character with.
And I
And
already love that description of the
very
hair
cool.
color.
And then I came from that, and I came building this person and this personality, but I still need some guidance to do it. For example, maybe age and this kind of stuff we already know about her. Her relic, that was actually Sid's idea. What I described to him was something. So maybe my character is also this, but we're gonna see about it when Sid comes back. Uh, I wanted a character that her relic, her power was, uh, the sentence, the phrase photographic memory. That's what I wanted her to have, because in her background I've defined it that, well, not define it, it's not final, but we've been talking about that she was in New York a paparazzi for the Marquee magazine was
Okay.
by you. So but she's kind of this side of the uh, brown media celebrity stuff, and she's like this crazy paparazzi who goes in a motorbike taking pictures of celebrity people and stuff like that. So I thought she was this kind of like kind of direct, aggressive person, not aggressive. She's an angel as well. And I was thinking that maybe she's a warrior angel because of her way of being confronting, and that's why I thought she was a warrior angel, but maybe she could also be a guardian angel in the sense that she's trying to expose people that are doing bad things in the community or things like that. Because I think she kind of embraces the spirit of the Rust Belt, like this community spirit, and we are all outsiders, but we are a community of
Yeah,
outsiders.
rebellious together.
Yeah, exactly. So I think she kind of embraces that. And I see her as this kind of person who would totally be smeared with grease and fixing her motorcycle after a chase or after doing something roguish in the night and being somewhere snooping and taking pictures of in places where she wasn't supposed to be. And as I was talking about her relic, I was thinking of this photographic memory thing, which is like everything she sees, she can develop in a picture, in an actual
Yeah,
photo, like
I like
old
that.
school, that was actually Sid's idea to have
Oh,
it's a
that's why I like
film,
that.
an old film case, photographic film case, and that's her relic, and she can feel that with a few images that she wants to print, to
Yeah,
develop,
like
and
that's isn't that dope as fuck? Like you have
yeah,
a small film thing. Like, remember those old school, like with the tube, and then you keep it in your pocket and you're walking
yeah.
around and you're like, and then you develop the shit like the specific moments you saw that you wanted. That's so cool. That's so, and it's not. It's incredible, but it's not overpowered. Nobody
No,
can say that's
and
overpowered.
it's fun because I think that gives her something to think about. Oh, damn, there are many forms to take pictures and videos and stuff. And how do I keep my relic fresh or updated? Or how do I make it in a way that it's not just a mobile phone that takes pictures, you know?
Oh,
So
you
I
know
think
what could be cool? It's a really random thing, but I think it could be a cool like characteristic. Oh, that's an awful sentence. I'm
yeah,
paid to write, dudes.
it's deep.
So she
You're
has like a
supposed to work with
you're
words.
supposed to know. You have like a
Necklace.
a necklace that has lenses. Just lenses, like you know,
Nice.
like old school directors, like they would put a lens to see
Mhm.
how we would look on a, you know, it's just lenses, and then you're like, okay, and then you see a scene, and you're like, yeah, that's cool, and then you walk a couple flights on a flights of stair on a emergency stairs, and then you go there and like, okay, and then you take a thing, and you're like, yeah, that's it, you know, it's
That's
just
cool.
different lenses you have for your eyes.
I was actually thinking of doing something like hand gestures, you know, like she does this sometimes, you know, like I want to remember, I really remember this, and then she
and
does like
and you
this.
know, it could be cool to like this is not just, it's a lens adjustment and a shutter adjustment.
Yeah,
Like, okay,
shutter
if I put it
adjustment,
like
yes.
this, the shutter is gonna be 0.5, and the lens I'm gonna control on this axis, and it's this lens with this
Yeah,
shutter. That's super cool.
That's
yeah,
amazing,
cool.
and I already want the movie of these young relics to happen because
Like,
that'll
oh,
be like an
really?
amazing thing
Like
to direct.
incredible.
Cool, yeah, cool. All right,
Amazing
nice.
with the fingies. Ah,
And I was thinking, of course, we're not gonna go into that, but I was thinking that maybe a develop, just so we can get in the vibe right now, is that a develop maybe for her relic, because I was thinking her of more of a mentalist. There's another name for that, right? Official name, Idiota Trail. Something like
She's not a
in the future.
Magus, buddy.
In the future, she'll be able to kind of take a picture of something that's inside your mind and develop it in something, you know. So that maybe could be cool, maybe in a
Oh,
movie,
that's
maybe
cool.
as in, like pictures and stuff. So I think she was maybe like this kind of character, you know.
Oh, I
again, let's
like
try.
that. And it has a very, to me at least, it has a very clear character development thing where it's like I take pictures to reveal the truth, and eventually my pictures will tell the truth.
Exactly,
Now, I
yes.
need the pictures right now. Eventually,
Yeah,
the pictures will be the truth.
exactly, yeah.
That's dope. I
She's a
love it.
blood journalist.
So
It's a very,
yeah,
is
kind of, yeah. That's why that's the kind of warrior angel that I was seeing her. You know, she's fighting this battle with information, and I was basically thinking that I love the Vietnam War. You see it again coming up. I was thinking that maybe she was created around that time where there was this boom of video and photo information coming on, you know, and then she was maybe created around that time, and
and I think her like first mentor was a guy who covered the First World War. Like he's not old. He's just like pretty much the double your age because he was on World War One, then he saw World War Two, and then he found you, and then the Vietnam War, and he's like, "Come on, kid, I'll show you how to not get a bullet in your head." You know,
yeah.
that kind of guy or girl was like
Yeah,
always like, "Come
I'm
on,
not saying
you
she
gotta."
was in the war. I'm not saying she was there, but she was definitely maybe
Oh,
in.
she could totally be in Vietnam
Yeah, but
taking
I was
pictures.
thinking she was more like, I don't know, maybe in Washington taking pictures of things that were happening and all
That's
the
cool too. Like
movements. And
the whole anti-war movement was going
yeah,
on.
because that's the kind of girl, that's the kind
Like
of woman she is. She's like this community person, you know. So I think she was in America trying to study things that were going on, the Black Panther movement and all those other movements
Doesn't
that were happening at the time.
doesn't that I don't know, to me, maybe I'm super wrong, but that doesn't that sound like a guardian angel kind of thing, like guarding the
I do
Could
get
be.
a
community?
feeling of guardian angel too. I do.
Okay.
I do.
I
Like
rather
like
than warrior
protecting
because
through truth. You know, my
Yeah,
shield
cool.
is truth. Is the
Cool.
vibe of the character.
Nice.
That's
Yes.
dope. That's dope, dope, dope. I love that.
Yeah, I'm glad you like it. Cool. Let's see. Oh, and her true aspect. I was I don't know, maybe I don't know, maybe I'm tripping, but the background I sent you, I made sure to focus on colors because I was kind of thinking of those old movies, old picture films that you can see the refraction of light on them. So I was kind of thinking that my true aspect is like this humanoid figure made of light refraction that you can't really focus on her because it's light refraction all the time. And if you allow me, but I would think that maybe a quirk or a magical quirk is something that when people take pictures of her and she's in pictures, they can't truly see her because she will always be like with a refraction on her some kind sometimes.
I want an advantage called what's the name of this advantage?
Ooh.
Disguise.
Blurred.
Huh?
It's
Disguise.
not blur, is it?
I'm
Blur.
thinking I might be going to that song, but like unphotographable kind of vibe, you know.
Nice.
You look so laughable. I won't continue because
Magical.
strikes.
Placeholder, unphotographable. Okay.
I love guys. Everybody who's watching this should know that when Iggy mutes his microphone and starts, it's his singing, and he doesn't want us to get a strike. That's our deal with him. He sings beautifully. He knows all the reference songs I put, so he will mute and sing so he doesn't die and explode. Yeah, but I really like that. I think that's a cool advantage too. I'm gonna give you a little peek behind the curtains. Kongi, I
Yeah.
don't know if you remember this, but we consider at one point that every angel could not be photographed or filmed. Do you remember this?
I don't.
No.
Yeah, Vidi
you
remembers.
guys, yeah.
Vidi remembers.
This
That
is
was
from
a
the ancient times, actually. I remember
Yeah,
that.
that was a thought we had. Like maybe every angel is impossible to be captured in film and stuff because that would allow for like nonsense. Like people could go bananas. But that's why we didn't do it. Because
Exactly, because it would be so many
don't
people
get me
like
wrong.
in
Yeah, don't
photograph.
get me wrong. It's an awesome advantage. I think as an advantage, it's super cool. But we actually thought like, what about if the whole game was like about people who cannot be? But then I mean, like, yeah, but then you kind of kill the whole stay in line in the subway and pay your dues and shit. But yeah, that's a gorge. I love that advantage. Let's put it.
Oh, nice. I liked it too. Nice. Glad you liked it. Yeah. Okay.
Maybe instead of unphotographable could be like light reflective or something like that, you know, like it doesn't process her surfaces.
Reflective photo, alguma coisa assim.
Lens
Yeah,
flare.
yeah, exactly.
Lens flare.
Yeah, lens flare.
Yeah.
That's a nice name. I love that. Because she's there. It's not like somebody's hugging the air, but it's like, what happened? Why is this one person kind of fucked on the picture? That's cool. I like that.
Nice. Based on what I just told you, what kind of attributes would she have? Would be these, right?
It could be Diaz, but I would suggest Reliqua because I know it's a mind thing for her and for others, but I feel like it could be, we could connect to the idea of you absorbing the environment, like the scene so intensely, like your analysis is so intense. Like let me put it this way, it's for her to develop a picture for her mind. It's like us looking at a bright picture and then getting the burn on her view, you know, how you're left with an impression. She can keep those impressions, you know. She absorbs all the scene and she keeps those precise impressions on her retina. Let's say that, put it that way.
Photon absorption.
Yeah. I like that. I think it's cool. I think it's cool.
Nice. Intelligence?
I think it's intelligence as a base, but you can definitely roll with agility to do it on the fly, you know?
Okay.
Like, oh fuck, somebody's chasing me in a car and I'm in a motorcycle, and you're like, and then you're like, dude, I want to try to get a picture of the license plate. That's agility.
Cool.
You know? Can you let me see the question? Can you choose some way, but the flavor is in another way? I'm curious about the question, world builder. If you can,
Because it might be like
Elaborate.
just some way of arcane power like Reliqua or Exidium and go either way to have add a little bit of flavor if I add a couple of points in Noctis because I think I could relate to this. So I think what I'm getting from that question is, yeah, you can have mostly DS and you say, for example, some of my arcane powers on my relic resemble something like death related also, so I should put like a little point over in Noctis also.
yeah.
Should,
And
should I?
I actually remember an example. I had a character. I don't remember. I think Vinny was narrating. The character was people thought he was a mentalist, like a telepath. A telekinesis user, because he could move stuff, but he was actually his wings were powered by Exitium, and it was his wings doing the thing. So he convinced everybody that it was like, I can move this with my mind. But actually his wings were made of like tentacles. So it was his wing going like,
Cool.
so it was Exidium pretending to be Diaz. And everybody thought like, oh, that guy has a powerful mind. No, he doesn't. He has invisible wings.
It was invisible, so people would
Yeah,
believe that.
invisible wings.
Yeah. Actually, about that question, most of the times the attributes, the secondary attributes, they overlap each other. It's hard to see someone who has only points, like only Noctis, only Reliqua, only Extinction.
Yeah, like Iggy was saying, for sure. You can go kind of like we were saying, like Shutter's relic is usually used with intelligence, but if she needs it on the fly, it's gonna be agility. Just for example, there might be a version of Doai of Amelia who in 100 years is so corrupted that she starts using like Noctis to make people feel sick with the same idea but feeling sick through Noctis. Like that could definitely happen.
Yeah, building on that.
Looking forward to meet that girlfriend.
Should I add a few or maybe 1 point in DS? Maybe thinking of the progression of the character, which I'm not gonna play now, but should I add a point in DS? Because I want to take pictures of your mind.
I would, man. I would. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. If that's the direction you want to go, I'm not gonna close the door on this becoming like a legacy game, and we come back to these characters in this place. And
No, it's
stuff.
cool because I think it makes sense that my character was born or made or created like. Not they were created thinking about it. I think she developed it by herself, but she's like 70, so I think she kind of starting to dabble in that. Maybe she relies a little bit more on her own mind to take the picture. So yeah, it's cool. It's fine. I don't mind. It's like Vinny was saying. It's very rare that you have a character that's full of the same score, you know. So yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, we might not get into that, but magic is chaotic and it's everywhere. It is
Oh,
everything
yeah.
all at the same time. At least in our world, it's not super.
Iggy, can you maybe put the microphone a bit closer to your mouth because my
Oh, it got away. I'm sorry.
yeah, that's it.
I think that's all the questions I had about my character. I'm assuming she's 0 on corruption and enlightenment bar, sidebar, whatever we call it. I forgot the name.
I think she's
Scale.
pretty enlightened, actually. I think she doesn't think of herself as a person enlightened, but I think she is. I think she's doing her best. You know, it's her in her own way, but she's doing her best.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, sure.
I think so.
Okay, cool. I think that's it. I have to fill out the character sheet and deal with a few texts that I have to write. But I think that we have defined everything that we needed about the character. I think, unless you want to ask me a few questions about her, or if anyone else want to ask me a few questions about the character, or the chat, or just feel free to do it.
Yes, I actually have one question.
Yeah,
she's single.
Just
kidding.
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
Currently, yeah. Yeah, I love the character too. I really do. Uh, Something I want you guys to kind of think about, because if you have the time, we will circle back to it.
Yeah.
Is why the fuck are you in Rust? Why?
Yeah,
Rust?
I thought about that. That's all related about
I was gonna
about
ask about that. We are not from Rust, right?
No, you can be. If you tell me you're from Rust, you're from Rust. But
No, to me it's
Create a
perfect
reason.
because
I thought we should create a reason, but if there's a reason, obscure reason, I just created one, but I can,
yeah,
override it.
well, you and me, we have some deep talks about that part, via Vini.
Well, I'm just gonna say that my character fucked up in New York. She was not supposed to be doing something that she was doing, and she got caught, and she was kind of punished and sent back not.
I know.
Sent to-
We're not gonna explore this because it's
Yeah.
too big. But I
Yeah.
think it could be something around the mayorship, the mayor of New York, who's a
Oh,
complex guy and has a
yeah, he
complex
has actually the
organization.
power to. Oh, you shouldn't have seen that. So
Yeah, dude.
okay.
That's a great picture, but we're just gonna rip that and put it on the shredder and pretend this never happened. And then you got a
Exactly.
call. We're like, "Yeah, you're going to the
Yeah,
Rust Belt.
oh,
Yeah,
I have
we
a
think
nice
that's good. That's
job for
good.
you
It's
there.
good. It's gonna be good for you."
Yeah, that's it.
Perfect.
Great.
Awesome. Okay, and then we get to our beautiful boy.
Just assume
Vini,
it's me, even though I think you are beautiful.
okay,
please-
I take that to heart. I take that to heart that you're going now to the beautiful boy. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Oh,
I'll
my
remember it. I mean, I'll
I called you
remember it.
gorgeous
The
4
next
times.
beautiful.
I called you
Alright,
all
so-
gorgeous. Okay, Vini, please tell us about our future friend, Phony Philip.
Okay, so Phony Philip, he's a demon. His allegiance is to hell. His allegiance is to hell, of course. He's slightly more corrupted than enlightened. Of course, he has 6 points in corruption. Right. If you meet Philip at first, you might feel like he's a very introspective, quiet, and shady person. The one that looks hot, but you would feel like kind of afraid to go on in a hookup meaningless night. This is, however, just a cover-up for the oversized and overpopulated creature he is deeply inside. Philip has the ability to mimetize new personalities. Alright, guys?
Get ready for some costume changes, baby.
Which makes himself the perfect creature to mimetize others. Philip can easily grab another person's accent or another person's ability and mimetize it without never ever studied it. So, power comes from Noctis, directly from the cloudiness that comes from the deception and deceive. He is able to change the voice, tone, the timbre, the colors of the eye, the colors of the hair, gestures and habits, anything that is natural to a person to develop. Can mimetize when he is in a character, however, that comes with a risk. The writer can choose to ask Philip to roll willpower tests in order Philip not to forget who he really is and become lost in the character. Philip once has lived 2 years as a salesman named Corey because he got lost within himself. So he got help to get back on his feet and he was able to comprehend his limitations. He's a very careful, analytical, creative, and perceptive creature. Attributes that are quite common for sons of Leviathan. Yes, he is the son of the first snake, or a dragon, if you will. Physically, he is very handsome. The kind of guy that you would take in as a gym rat, hot dude, that you would like to shag, but wouldn't marry, if you know what I mean. Yeah. That's it.
That's his Tinder profile as well.
that's a golf clap from our technical director. That means
Thank
a
you.
lot.
I have to say thanks to my group. Oh, they are the ones. They are the ones
I
who
mean,
deserve clapping.
Fuck, marry, kill, all at the same time.
He's
That's
very
a
hot.
very
I
hard
remember.
fuck, marry, kill with you tree, right? That is a harsh one.
So Philip has actually, well, I created a reason for him to come to go to Rust, but that can be override if you think it's the best. He's like trying to stay out of the radar. One of the most common activities for Philip is to act as a spy, which means he is used to grab information from heaven or from heaven's allies and pass along to hell, and he does that very, very, very well. However, well, everyone once in a while stumbles upon a stone, and that was happens with Philip. So he was shady, out of the radar, so Rust would be the perfect destination. If not Lost City, but it seems like Lost City disappeared from the map. Anyways,
This, okay? There's a whole material about it.
anyway, I don't know if you want me to overwrite the reason why he went to Rust, we can do it, but I was thinking about that.
But the reason, sorry, wasn't the reason the whole Russia thing that you mentioned?
Oh yeah, no, I changed it. Sorry, I should have told you that.
Okay, sorry.
No, he went to Russia.
I got
He
a
lost
little
the character here.
I got a
He went to
little
Russia. Sorry?
No, sorry. I got a little lost. I thought that was the reason, but okay.
No, sorry. I created that because after I read the whole story, well, we went to Rusty, and I thought that would be better. But those stories can be linked. I mean, he lost a character in Russia, he fled, and he wanted to stay out of radar. Well, Rust seems like the perfect destination, full of hot and handsome girls and guys. Philip's a bisexual, actually. He would do a 3.
Oh God. Oh sweet, merciful God, what have we done? Did I tell you three to create super attractive young characters and I put you on a game with Vini? Did I do that?
Yes,
Did
you
I-
kind of
I
did.
thought we were gonna be 3 girls actually, but that's fine.
I feel like I am in a harem,
Nah, yeah, this is gonna be our monster hearts. We're gonna have a lot of passion on this game.
What else can I tell about Philip? His powers comes from Noctis. I think I tell you that. He has a little bit of powers in Reliqua because he needs to analyze people, of course. That's the way he can grab little parts or pieces of one person's ability that he thinks is suitable or interesting, so he can absorb that and mimetize that in a way that he can. So he's not able, however, to like act as yourself. You know what I mean? Like he can impersonate a person. He can grab little few details and create a new character out of it. And the person he loves and admires the most is the demon Belial, which is the former deceiver of all, right? He's the best deceiver. And yes, I guess that is it.
Well, actually, I got a question.
Of course.
Maybe I lost it in the middle of the whole performance, which I loved. What's the actual relic of him?
Kudos.
Oh yeah, it's a mirror, a little mirror.
Okay.
You mean the object? Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a little
he has
mirror.
to- I'm gonna say he needs to see himself in the mirror to do the changes.
Like a
Exactly.
pocket mirror, like a
Yeah, pocket mirror, a pocket mirror.
Okay, gotcha.
Once he was talking to Leviathan, just have a chit chat with him, and he was asked the same question, and he answered, in order for me to change what I am, I need to look into a mirror until someone else is looking back at me. When that happens, we are no longer strangers.
Oh,
It's a pretty good line. Come on, I deserve some points.
yeah.
Now, where did you stole that line from? Because
That's flavorful.
Yeah, no, don't tell.
We're all copying it from it.
Copycat.
Nothing
I mean, well, my
is
character is a
at
copycat,
all
so I
hard.
can't be blamed. I think this is pretty much it. Is there any question you guys would like to ask about Philip?
Can we get points if a character actually falls in love with another character?
Oh, you probably will. You probably will.
Or will we get punished because I know you, bitch?
I don't do well with relationships, right? I keep like, oh, you have a wife? Your wife has been kidnapped.
Oh, you have a sister? Well, now she's dead,
She's
motherfucker.
dead.
Oh,
you
More,
saw your mom?
more games than Marilyn Monroe
I'm
in
gonna
her entire
argue
life.
against that because last time I gave you a person of my family, you actually took very good care of her. So yeah,
True.
that was very nice.
Sasko has some good experiences with my
Yeah, I
family
do.
handling abilities, okay?
I bet he's the only one. I
I
bet it.
think he's the only one. I'm not
I
gonna lie.
stand by
You
my
look,
game
you
master.
lucky you.
I don't want to sound
A
dark, but
tiny
I've
question
lost more
from
keys in your
the
games than Marilyn Monroe in her entire life. So,
And on VD's games, my wife was always called Emily. Do you remember that shit? It was always for
That's
some reason I
weird.
stuck. I'm like, yeah, if I need a girlfriend, companion, it's gonna be Emily. I know she's gonna die. I know she went insane for some reason. I
and
know,
sometimes
I
she gets
know.
back.
I just like her. What can I say?
small question from the chat: is Philip single?
Single and ready
Well,
to mingle.
I think single is a very broad concept. Let's say that Philip is
Oh,
always
she's so
ready
woke.
for the next
Okay, Amelia's
adventure.
not gonna fall in love with him.
How do they call it? It's like ethical polygamous. It's not polygamous. It's ethical polygamous. So I have standards, okay,
Believes in love.
with himself, his
His mirror.
versions of himself.
With many, just like
Yeah.
Anita once said, with the versions of me.
I'm so hot today. I don't know what's up with me today, but god damn it, it's working. It's working. That's lovely. Guys, any questions about the characters, each other,
I
anything
thought
like that?
I thought about something about why Amelia came to Rust, but it's
Yeah.
kind of like basic. I don't know why, but I think I thought about her from being from Nashville, Tennessee. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do the accent, but I love the sound of Nashville, Tennessee.
I
Because
can't do Detroit or anything like that, so don't worry. The accents are going to be everywhere today.
okay,
We can only
and
do Latin. That's a fact.
totally. I already have an accent in English. I don't. But well, other than that, I thought that maybe you can help me with this. That her fall might have happened pretty near to what happened our stories happening, so she like kind of couldn't handle her reputation on what she was feeling on her hometown, and she needed to get away, and somehow some way she found this city where she can like build the things from the get-go, from zero, something like that. That's what I thought. Maybe this dude killed himself like very
Yeah, but
recently.
again, I like that because, again, it's such a human emotion.
Yeah.
You live in a place where everybody knows you fucked up.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
and
too much.
and when everybody
Everybody
and
knows
when
it.
everybody knew you from being the charming one, you were loved because you were using and abusing of your powers. So
I have
because of that,
a question about Amelia.
uh,
Yeah.
question, yes, of course,
Yes,
my Philip, for
but the
yes.
character, I kind of struck her like someone who has no empathetic feelings. Would that be it, or she's kind of evil, but no,
Good
she
question.
still has some goodness inside. Is she like sociopath or something?
No, I don't know. Maybe, probably, we might need we might need her to get her mind checked with a proper professional. But I don't see it as of now as sort of a sociopath.
Where is she in
Or
the
is she
corruption
narcissistic?
Could
scale?
I mean, if she downgrades on the corruption scale, she could become something like that. I
Where
will
is
never
she
say
now?
never. What?
Where is she at the
She's
corruption
two
scale now?
points below the middle line. she's kind of corrupt, kind of like pretty corrupted, but not that much.
I don't think we talked about this, but there's like a
Yeah.
bar that shows how's your enlightenment and your corruption. So angels usually live in the enlightenment, and demons usually live in the corruption. But that
And when you
shit,
cross this, when you cross
Yeah,
the
yeah.
threshold, that's when the fall happens.
Or the
Yes,
enlightenment happens.
yeah,
which
and
is
it's a whole
pretty
thing.
rare.
I'd rather you guys check the quick guide because it's a whole thing. It's very narrative and role played. It's not a specific
like-
mechanic.
Yeah.
It's more of a what's happening with the character, what happened with the character.
And
Okay, I'm
talking
gonna use
about
this moment to answer a question. I have a question about the definitions. What's the difference between Kaelis and Fallen? Every fallen was created an angel. Okay. To move on this scale we mentioned very briefly, it means the character, it's not, there's no base metric. We're not gonna give you a like a sheet of how to deal with that. It's more about, okay, my character has 3 enlightenment. And I know their whole story. So eventually they do something that is so bad in relation to what my character always was, or so good, so positive, so well intended that they move on the scale. Okay. Eventually, angels are able to do such fuck ups that they cross over. Yeah. Like
And they
Amelia.
fall.
When you cross over, it's usually, again, there are no rules about what causes. You can't kill a human for no reason. There are the obvious ones, but like Amelia's case, it's very tricky and unique. The shame and the guilt, sometimes it's way heavier than anything your side can give you. Like angels fuck up, everybody fucks up, but heaven is not gonna go like, oh fuck you, you did
Yeah.
wrong, and it's like cast out. But if you do enough bad, not only you may fall, but you may not even fall, but heaven goes like, what the fuck, dude? What are you doing this? Why are you
powers
going
that
that
be
direction?
will punish you.
Now,
Yeah.
now that we are on that, would you say that, because I see it as being kind of a rule that heaven will look at you and say, what the fuck, dude? But also being something more internal, introspective, as,
Both
dude,
ways.
I fucked up. I
Yeah.
will fall because I did something really bad,
For sure.
right?
Yeah, my enlightening bar has reduced, and I feel that I am less angelic because of that. And also,
You didn't need
if I-
anyone to tell you that you fucked up, right? You feel
But
it in your
also,
bones
if-
that you did it.
but I think also if you kind of start to fuck up a lot, you're gonna turn some heads.
One second.
Higher representatives of this of heaven or hell, which are not the places but are feelings, might reach out to say, "Hey, dude, aren't you fucking up like a lot?" And also here, Kong, correct me if I'm wrong, but you'll see that through the guidelines we've put a couple of words in Latin just to make easier for the translation as a worldwide system where we're talking Spanish, Portuguese, or everything. So Caelis is related to angels, and Infernalis is related to demons. So those are the words that we is that right?
Yeah,
correct.
Kale is basically heaven in Latin, and Infernalis is related to infernal and hell.
Exactly. So there's that to let's just
No,
round
that,
up
that was a
the
great question, chat. Yeah. World
Yep.
builder.
That's
Thanks.
interesting. Never sorry. Interrupt all you want, world builder. We're here for it. It's
Today's like our Tuesday live streams, right? We are
yeah.
just
A little bit,
chatting,
yeah.
having fun, getting together.
It resumes the move in the divine line. Oh, I wouldn't call it specifically like a divine line because divine involves divinities and so. But at the same time, but I get what your point is. I would call it more either an enlightenment and corruption kind of line that we cross or walk through the paths of life of these angels and demons and fallens and ascent and everything in between. So yes, but I don't think if that divine sounds with me like it's more like enlightenment and corruption actually. But I get what you're
Iggy,
getting off
could
of
you
it.
do it again? The thing
What
with the microphone.
is it far away?
It's better.
Yeah, it's
That's
the
better.
monkey tail stuff.
Now you're hearing my sweat. Now it's time for my ASMR kind of part of the show.
Guys, now we got I love how excitable weirdos we are because I thought this whole thing would have been like our 1 hour tops. And it's such don't get me wrong, it's such fun to go into everything, like really. So I'm just gonna jump a little ahead, and since Vinny isn't here, I'm gonna propose a conversation. Not sorry, not a literal conversation, but a conversation between Amelia and Shutter.
Ooh.
Okay.
How did you guys got together? What's the connection there? And now Vinny is back. Vinny, please feel free to jump in and go like, "Oh, I could have been there," or I'm gonna kind of go around. So Amelia and Shutter, Shutter and Phony. But what's up with that? I can look again. I can totally see this three on a party. But let's talk about it. How did you? What's the connection there? I
I
can
have an
give you
idea.
two things, okay?
Okay.
These two things are kind of in the future, but you can use it in the story. The three of you have two things in common in Rust currently: a person who, an NPC who it kind of acts or acted slash acts as your guide in a way. It's
Okay.
somebody who is from Rust, who saw you when you were lost and gave you a hand.
It's the mentor.
Yeah, the Rust mentor specifically. It's not an invisible world thing. It's a specific to Rust, but also a place where you always meet. You meet among yourselves and with this person. So, with
Okay.
this in mind, that you have these connections, what do you feel like it's the starting point between Shutter and Doe-Eyed? Yeah,
I have an idea,
yeah. Go, Iggy.
but Vinny wanted to ask some.
I just wanted to know if there is an environment for this, for this conversation to happen, or it's a bar or
No.
something
I
like
said
that.
a conversation, but it's not literal. It's like I'm proposing
Oh,
that
okay.
we
Sorry.
talk about, yeah. So
Okay, so
it
Let me
could
know.
be, for example, like I don't know. I'm just spitballing, okay? But like maybe Amelia and Shutter met in another context because they could have. I'm not saying it needs to be in Rust, but what's the jumping point to this relationship?
I I want to propose something to Shutter. I don't know.
Yeah, go ahead. I have an idea
Let me-
too. Go ahead. Yeah.
we can mix up those
Yeah.
ideas too. I was kind of imagining because I'm broke and I'm new to a city, but I'm beautiful. So I was just picturing Amelia on like a town square, where people kind of gather, not gather, but those well, because Rust is kind of like rusty, so it's like an old town square or whatever it is. But I thought about Amelia, like the shot of her with her white dress, leather belt, and cowboy boots, smoking a joint that she just got from some random dude that she convinced that she wanted to get a hit at a joint. So she's like easily letting the wind blow through her hair, and she is feeling like kind of lonely because nobody knows her, and she has this kind of ego feeding mania, not a mania, but she wants it. So while she smokes the joint very peacefully in a peaceful kind of square, she starts playing with her ring, so saying, I want to catch the attention of somebody. And that's like a scene that Shutter likes. Let me photograph you, girl, you're looking cute, something like that.
I think I
Yeah.
have a. Sorry, anybody wanna
Well, I have something to build on that. I don't know if either Sid and Iggy will like it. Maybe because I couldn't do it in the normal circumstances, but can I take a picture of and maybe show it to her of herself?
I have a thought about that,
aspect?
if you would allow me.
Yeah, of course.
You're smoking a joint, you're just living it up, you wanna get some attention. Shutter, for reasons she can't even explain at the moment, is at the same square, takes a picture, and when she develops the picture has an aura. It has a very specific aura, which to you, I'm not gonna say it's something that always happens. It only happens when I want it, but sometimes the picture come with an aura that
Maybe in the
tell you
future.
it's kind of the uh, 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 a teaser of the power you might be able to develop. The aura. And the aura on this girl, this gorgeous loner that you took earlier that day, had an aura that you learned to interpret as uh, a good person lost. You know, a person who is not bad, but who you wouldn't be surprised by seeing something, doing something bad. That kind of a vibe. But you know her friend. You don't know her. So fuck that. Later, that same day, you are Shutter. You are looking for picture in Rust already, obviously. You're looking for pictures, compromising in a villainous way, not exposing. But you're looking for pictures about of the owner of a nightclub called the the Factory. Why not?
Okay.
Yeah.
Owner of the factory is a guy you know has some shady dealings, and you've been kind of following, you've been kind of sniffing. And when you're taking pictures of the owner of the factory, who I'm gonna say is named.
Barry.
Somebody say Barry?
Barry.
Barry. Fuck it. Barry.
It's a good name.
Barry leaves the car, goes in, his entourage, his security detail, everybody follows, and then you see this little gorgeous looking white dressed girl coming out of the same car and kind of going with them, kind of in the thing, being absorbed by the moment, by the attention, and you're like, fuck, I know she's shouldn't be with those people because I kind of know that she's not what she looks like. And you say that to her. You go like, I know we don't know each other, but you're fucking with the wrong people. And how does a meet? Are you okay with that, Shutter?
Yeah, that's great. Yeah,
Kind of like, I know I
sure.
shouldn't get involved, but god damn it, I don't want that girl to be in a bad situation. So you kind of go to her and like, hey, you shouldn't be with those people. How does Amelia react to that on the line, getting into the factory?
Who are you?
I, s- I see more in you than the eyes can meet. I know you're just lost, just like me,
Eu
just
tô,
like everyone else.
I was just about to start speaking in Portuguese. I'm sorry. As I'm getting into Amelia's kind of mindset. Also, parenthesis, we might want to explore this later. I feel she's an angel.
You
And
do.
at this point, she might feel that I'm a fallen angel.
Yeah.
So I'm going from that.
Yeah.
And as she approaches me with the gentility that whatever it is, the girl talk that she's wanted to communicate to me, uh, what was the last time? The last thing you said you are that I said who are you?
You're
I can
lost.
see more than the eyes can see, or something like that. I say.
Yeah, you're lost. Everybody's
I
lost.
guess
Yeah.
I guess you'll see somebody who looks at you in like a I see you, but I'm gonna ignore the immediate feeling that I'm having, and I'm gonna say, you're not the first one to say that to me, but thank you. And I'm gonna like turn around and enter the party, the factory.
Okay, I'll pick up from that. Shutter, would you mind going through the back into the factory to continue looking
No,
and picturing?
not at all. I'm a
I
very
thought
curious
I
person.
thought you wouldn't. Uh, at the same time, okay, Amelia walks in with the entourage of the owner, Barry. She's like being treated as royalty. Shutter, you're going behind in a nail. Yeah, please.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in New York taking pictures of this kind of people. Not her, that guy,
Oh,
for
these
a long time.
these
I know the
people in
kind of
this
girls that
city
walk with them.
don't even know how to hide from you.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen the girls that are there because they are just lost girls because they don't know because they really want to be there. But this girl, she's lost in a different way. She was an angel and she's truly lost inside herself. It's much more than a human person can be lost. It's something different. So yeah, I want to see what's going on.
Shutter finds an old forgotten door that leads to an old forgotten warehouse part that leads to the factory while Amelia is being escorted into the VIP area. But at the same time, we've got another character inside. We've got a man. Philip, how are you right now? Who are you right now?
Yeah.
I am a hot hang top dude named Corey Brown. Like in the VIP area. I have tattoos due to my power. Of course, they're not real tattoos. I have tattoos and I'm
They're
like,
real. They're just not permanent.
what?
They're real. They're just not permanent.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry. I'm like in the corner, just having a drink with a feel of not a feel like 3 or 4 people around me, hot people, people that are like influent. They just felt attracted and drawn to the kind of personality I am emulating at that time. Someone who doesn't give a fuck about you. You're just a piece of trash. I'm superior to you, and you should serve me. Kind of people who would approach someone who has that issues.
And
So
just to prove you wrong about yourself, Philip.
yeah.
Philip, for a demon, you have a characteristic that it's not it hardly ever plays to your favor, which is you don't like when the big guy fucks with the small guy. You just don't. You just don't like when people get bullied, and you just don't. It's like you rather start a fight. It's not like you're gonna go and explain and be like, we gotta be better people. You might pick a fight if something happens. And you've been to the factory a couple times, and there's this little rumor that you try to ignore, you try to be the devil that you want to be and just pretend it didn't happen. But you know, every single beautiful girl who walks through that door, you never see them again. And there you goes, you see a fallen angel who looks as beautiful as a snowy morning going into the same door where nobody ever gets out.
Okay. I know we were just doing a pre-sequel, but is it possible to make a test?
Do tell, and I'll ask. I'll tell you if it's needed or if you can just.
I'd like to do a perception. Sorry, it's kind of cold. I'd like to do a perception check with perception and intelligence
What
to
are you
see
looking
how
for?
how is she dressed on, how she moves, how does she look to people? Does she look scared, alone, or happy? You know, what can I grasp from her?
Amelia, in like less than 5 words or 10, how would one perceive you right now?
Up close, like trying to entice with the people she's around. But when you take a couple of seconds to looking at her, you see like there is a deep sadness behind her eyes. So when nobody's actually looking at her, you see like some sort of,
You see
you
that?
know, and then she's like,
You look at her for just long enough for her to go like, yeah, and then she kind of looks down and like stays frozen for a second until somebody calls her name and she's like, yeah, and she comes back and you're like, that's the kind of girl that doesn't leave that room. You don't know what happens in that room. You have no idea. But no beautiful girl ever leaves that room. And you know something's gonna happen to her.
Okay, she strikes me as the type of girl who would like a Long Island. So I go to the bar and I buy a Long Island and a whiskey without rocks, you know, like
Okay,
White
just so
McKay.
we paint the same picture, okay? First floor, like main floor, not first floor, main floor, bar, dance floor, lounge, all that. I think you're in the lounge, Philip. Shutter, you're walking by the kitchens, like you're right by the bar because you walk through the back entrance.
Mhm.
At the same time, Amelia is walking up a flight of stairs that takes her to the management room, you know? So Amelia is going up, you're here, Shutter is coming in. You got 2 Long Islands?
No, I got one whiskey for me without
Oh,
rocks and a Long Island in a very nice glass, you know.
you gonna
What
try
I
to
got.
go after her?
Yes, I'm going to go after her.
Okay, you're going after her. Shutter, you see, like, once you get a vibe of the whole place, you know that the girl who enters is going up, and I'm not gonna roll dice today. I changed my mind. You kind of clock that this guy saw. You know when you can kind of paint a whole picture in your mind. You look at a place and you're like, okay, that person is going there, that person is going to try to talk to her. Like, you understand the situation. This girl is going to a place where something bad is going to happen. This one guy saw it and it looks like he's going after her, and you're there.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Um,
Amelia, don't worry. In my head. I'm not pretending you're innocent and harmless. It's just how they perceive you right now. You know.
I'll just keep looking and see what happens, but at the same time, I'm just kind of scoping the place to see if I can climb on something to check the second store.
Okay. Shutter. You realize there might be a different way to the second floor, but you have no idea how. Maybe if I go back but it seems like that flight of stairs that she's going up, it seems like the only visible way to access the place she's going.
the only
uh
official way.
yeah, exactly. Philip, you oh no, sorry, Shutter, you see this and you hear, like, you're going by the bar right now. So you hear a bartender talk to another bartender, and he says, "Ah, fuck! There goes Barry again. Another beautiful girl never see again. That motherfucker is thirsty. And the other one goes like, yeah, like he never shares. And the other goes, right? Like when I have a kill, I share. And the other goes, right? Me too. And you clock the fact that they cheer with each other when they say that, but there's blood on their glasses.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Okay. That's Shutter and Philip. As you go by, as you approach, the group has just finished the flight of stairs. Amelia, you just entered the management area. Management area is basically a big wide room that has some pool tables and without a wall, kind of an office. There are like long thing pool tables and then a table with like some archives, a safe. It's like where he manages the actual thing.
That's only the two of us.
It's the two of you and two security guards who stay on the door when you go in, and like three girls who are like super happy to be there. Like, oh my god, can you believe we walked into the factory with the owner? It's like, oh my god, I can't believe it. But the guards that stay behind, they close the doors in a way that, to you, as any woman, but also as somebody who understands the depths of the world, that's not the best sign.
Mm-hmm. Okay, is it my turn?
Yeah, let's go for that. Let's go again. Okay, it's your turn.
Okay, I will kindly and gently start without an exact intention at the moment spinning my ring. What was the name of the guy again?
Barry.
Barry. So this is where the magic happens, Barry, right? Looking around.
He's very much like the shittiest guy. I don't even you can all imagine the shittiest guy, but in my head he's wearing like a polo shirt and a gold chain that is way too big for how like white and not he's not a rapper, but he looks like a playboy meshed with a white rapper. He's like wrong. He's a mistake. And it's like yeah, girl, you know it. Yeah, get comfortable. I'll just get to some business. I'll be right back. Okay.
Okay.
He leaves you and the three other very excited girls on like a corner couch, like a huge corner couch, and they all sit and like, oh my god, and somebody brings you guys champagne, but you're getting a very weird,
very bad vibe.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess it's time to start using my relic. While the girls are like super excited, I'm gonna start to like get the gut feeling that I should get out of there, because it wasn't what I was feeling of what the social climbing I was pretending to do to like start being somebody in Rust. So I get this is getting sketchier by the hour, and I'll start like mingling with my ring and say, hey girls, don't you girls think it's like this is like an awful place and we shouldn't be putting ourselves in like this kind of way? I mean, you, me, the way we look, the way we act, the way we're like the way we are, we should be getting more than this cheap champagne, you know? And I'm like spinning my ring and like getting their attention. No, but look at me. Look at you. Actually, we should not be waiting here for this nasty dude to come back, because I don't get the vibes, and I don't think we will get anything like proper from here. So, what you guys think about that? Maybe we find some better place to be.
Okay, again, today we're not rolling because life's too short, but two of them go like, you know what? You're right. It's like you don't take me to your office and then like go take care of business. Like, who do you think you are? Like, I don't even like what the fuck. And this champagne, it's like shit. It's not even from France, so it's not even technically champagne. It's like sparkling water. And they kind of go like, yeah, and they start walking to the door, and you see when the security guards go like, "Mm-mm," and they don't open the door. The third girl is kind of way too into the whole situation to give a shit, but the two of them, they go like, we want to leave, and the security guys go like, nah.
Oh, so they are inside the room too.
They're inside the room. They're inside the room. Okay, that's inside the room. Okay, you instigated the two girls. They're trying to leave. They're not allowing them. Shutter.
Damn. Okay. Shutter is gonna try to sneak in the place somehow.
Yeah. Again, the only easy like fast forward way is very visible, but you know if you retrace your steps, you might find a different way in. You want to try that?
Can I go through the kitchen? Or
Yeah,
the
exactly. Like
bars?
instead of going in and going, you can kind of come back and try to see if there's a back way into the second floor.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Or if I can't find a place through the back way, I'm gonna try to find a place through the kitchen or something, and then try to,
Yeah,
you know,
that's
grab some aprons and just put on myself. You know, grab a bottle of something, grab a pair of glasses or
okay. I
something.
dig that. I dig that. I'll pretend you had a really good roll, and you see waiter who's going with the next round of champagne, and you go to him and you're like, hey, I can take care of that for you, you know, that kind of like, oh, we're waiters, we're all in this together. And the guy goes like,
Yeah.
oh fuck, thank you, I need to smoke a cigarette, please, it's on the second floor. And
Yeah,
he gives
cool,
you
cool. Yeah,
the platter with a
sure. And I'll just grab this stuff and just go up the stairs all confidently. And this is my job. This is what I'm doing.
okay, you're going up the stairs. Philip, how do you approach the security guard on the stairs? You're muted. You're muted.
Okay. So, first of all, while I were walking in that direction, I check if the people that went in, they have like wristbands to get in the VIP area.
You're on mute.
You're muted. I'm gonna take this off.
Sorry. No, they don't have it because it doesn't seem like an open area. It seemed to be very much like management. You know, it's not. It's a place where the friends of the owner go, not normal people. But
Okay, so
yeah.
sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No.
Go ahead.
Please,
Give me.
please. The security guard is like he's kind of used to people. You know, there's a whole nightlife thing where people come and go, and it's like you might convince him that he forgot your
Yeah.
party. You know.
Yeah, so instead of actually approaching him or even make eye contact, I just confidently, with the two, two drinks I had in hand, I just walk forward like I am entitled to it, like it's absolutely natural to me.
Yeah, that's a classic.
And I completely forget about him. I just put my eyes on my prey, which is in this case is Amelia, and I go forward. It's my place.
I would say there's a combination of facts going on, which is a very lovely looking waitress just passed by with the champagne, and the security guy's like, damn, girl. And you're like passing, and everything is kind of happening at the
This
same
ain't for
time.
you.
Yeah, and it kind of yeah, and it kind of happens at the same time. I was looking at her, and basically what happens is that not only both of you pass, but he opens the door for both of you at the same time. Like, oh, okay, I'll hold the door. Shutter walks in, Phony walks in, as from the inside, Amelia, you see the door that was being kept closed open, and the security guys from the inside kind of look out, and go like, "Nobody comes and goes. The boss says so." But you already, both of you are kind of already coming in, and the girls you inside it are like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna leave, okay? This is too much. This is kidnapping, and I will sue you." And they kind of leave at the same time. So both of you come in, two girls come out.
Cool.
Okay.
Amelia,
Okay.
you see and you feel the presence of those two entering.
Yeah, and our little friend Shutter, I already know. So just to paint the picture, there's still one girl left, right?
Yeah, there's one girl left. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Oh, thank you. I will approach Shutter. Oh, thank you. I was getting kind of thirsty, even though I don't like this wine. But
yeah.
girl, come here, and I grab it. I kind of, even though I feel you, Philip, are there. I don't actually know you, so I will just talk to Shutter. But it's not like I'm hiding anything.
No,
Okay, but are you talking out loud? I hear that you say.
Yeah,
I hear
you
that
do.
you say
Yeah,
you're
I'll
thirsty.
say you
totally.
do.
Girl,
actually,
When I
I,
hear that you say you're thirsty, I kind of interrupt you in a very polite way. They put the Long Island, and I offer you the Long Island, and say, "Well, I imagine you would be thirsty after this adventure."
I'm sorry, hot guy. We don't have much time. Barry's waiting us in the limo downstairs. Would you come with me, please?
yeah.
I look
Actually,
at the other girl too.
When you say that, you guys hear, yeah, Barry's waiting for you. And you look, and Barry has very silently walked across the thing, and he's kind of looking at you guys like, yeah, Barry is waiting. And two of his security guards are behind him, and two of them are like right beside you at the door, and they all look at you guys with hunger in their eyes. And as they do, the whites from their eyes kind of are taken by red, and you see as they're very human, very normal, standing, kind of drops,
Wow.
not on all fours, but drops into a two-legged animal-like hunger position, and you see as their teeth kind of sharpen, and they're like, an angel, a fallen, and a demon. Oh, I hadn't had a banquet like that in a while. That's fucking delicious.
Is that a banquet? Sorry.
You kind of realize, I'm not gonna say vampires, but vampiric creatures.
Oh fuck.
Damn.
Oh fuck.
I just break a glass, a bottle of glass, somewhere and just put it in front of me.
Barry goes like, whoa, 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 oh, like, whoa, 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 whoa. Don't worry, darling. It doesn't hurt as much as you would think.
Well, before you put your fangs out, sir, perhaps we could come to some kind of arrangement.
Really?
But yeah.
What?
oh, there's an ad going on.
Oh, yeah.
Eu pedi pro Kong pra segurar e não rolou, né?
We posted, guys.
Não. Já tinha adiado o
Good,
máximo.
good timing, yeah.
It's a good timing, right? It cuts in the
Everyone, like, it's like a Mexican, not a Mexican, it's like a standoff, you know, like.
It's gonna happen. It's a cliffhanger. Keep it posted. After the ad, you're gonna know.
Okay, so yeah, it's a break.
Yep.
I'll be right back.
I need to
Email.
know.
30 seconds to ask
Sorry.
Amelia. Okay, go ahead. I asked
No,
you
go. Whoever needs to go, use the time. I replied
Although-
in Portuguese. I forgot the rules.
Me too.
No. Lost just.
Is the ad already ending?
Pretty much, yes.
Holy shit, that was fast. Okay, we're back, but half our players are in the bathroom. We'll continue shortly. Any questions? Any comments? That's
So-
such a lame way to keep things going.
Team Jacob and Team Edward, it's about Twilight. Okay.
Yeah, I had a
W-
feeling.
We are dealing with a werewolf vampire or something. I don't know.
We are. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna hold the mystery. Yes, there are glasses of blood. There are fangs. It's bad.
Looks like the Blade, the Blade Nightclub, the movie from like the 80s,
The vibe. It is
Fangs is
the
bad.
best. It is the best club scene in history. The first
That's
place when
for
it
sure.
rains blood, that shit is impossible to replace in my mind.
Yeah. Remember
That shit lives on my brain rent free forever because it's incredible. It's just incredible. World builders, we're just, I was gonna go for Portuguese. We're just waiting for our dear Shutter. She'll be right back.
She's just making a little bit of a pee-pee in
Okay, I'll just use this moment to go like, what the fuck? Is that dude putting weird vampires into the game? Yes.
Yeah.
Because, as we mentioned, Invisible World has everything. It's all manner of fucked up shit and weird, old school weird, new school weird, glitch, terror, all that stuff. Yeah. Okay. Shutter is back. Okay, let's roll.
Shirt is back.
That's the situation.
The beautiful.
So-
Where did we stop with the beautiful situation with the motherfucker appearing right in front of us?
Yeah. Motherfucker has left the human pretending. Oh, by the way, as soon as he does this, the girl who stayed behind is like screaming her shit out.
Oh. Oh, no.
Like, oh
Okay,
my
so-
God, what the fuck? I thought I was gonna be famous. I thought I was gonna drink champagne and maybe fuck a famous guy. I did not sign up for this. I did
So I
not.
take a step ahead, and I look at the girl who's screaming and say, "Darling, just calm the fuck up. You're gonna fuck someone hot eventually, okay? Don't cry over that." And I look to the guy who's with the fangs, like the vampiric way. I look at him and say, "There's absolutely no reason, sir, for you to put your fangs out. Perhaps we could come to an arrangement, perhaps. I reckon you're
say that.
capable of."
As you say that, I'll give you guys some insights, okay? Philip. That's a guy, Barry is a guy who obviously uses the fact that he has a nightclub, etc., to get his victims, but he's obviously a guy who gives a fuck about money and power and stuff like that. So there might be a way there. Amelia,
I was leaning towards
you
that kind of feeling also.
yeah, you get that feeling. You get a way more primal feeling from the security guards. It looks like they're only holding back because Barry didn't say so. They don't seem very arguable. While Philip is focused on Barry, you're focused on realizing like those dudes do not want to talk. They want to kill us. And Shutter, you realize something perhaps more interesting, which is the back way you used had not a fire escape staircase per se, but the structure of one. The old there was an old staircase from the outside, but they kind of fucked it up on purpose. But if you jump from one specific window, you will fall not on the ground, many meters, many not meters. What the fuck do they use elsewhere?
Feet.
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 You're not gonna fall like to your
It's
face.
meters. Everyone does it.
Yeah, you're gonna
Yeah.
fall like instead of going like, oh, what the fuck, you're gonna follow and go like, okay, and then you might run. So you know the specific window you could use to escape.
Okay.
Okay, all that being said, I'll come back to, okay, Amelia.
Okay, as he's speaking, as he said this shit about the banquet and stuff, now I'm gonna highly focus on the motherfucking berry. I'm gonna, as she broke just a glass, you broke a glass, right, Shutter?
Yeah, she did.
I was like, okay, everybody, let's chill the fuck down in this bitch. I was like strongly. If I was suggesting I was using my relic beforehand, I would strongly stroke my finger at this time, focusing exactly on Barry and say, "Here's the thing, Barry. You'll see that I am not entirely shocked or surprised by the way the things have turned out tonight." And I will guess, yes, this is an attractive kind of banquet, as I'm propagating everything so he actually listens and speaks and sees my big little doe eyes that I'm not being menacing. This could be even more of a banquet, because what is an angel? Eaten versus an angel that can bring you more angels. What is a demon? Eaten in just the rush of a night, where you can be like the perfect bait for an extensive and perhaps the most delicious meal you've ever gotten. I know we don't know each other, but I got to you very quick, Barry. And I would love us to have a working relationship, where I can get you many things. I mean, it was what, 5 minutes and you got a hold of my eyes? What can I do with the poor people down this club? I mean, I can guarantee you everything that you would want.
I look at
We just
Amelia
need to
and
talk.
without saying anything, I just mouth to her, "What the fuck?"
I'm looking at her with sheer admiration.
I'll just
right now.
say that from what you said, Barry kind of like his fangs become more human-like, and he's listening. Shutter, you want to do something?
Oh, well, I just look at her and say, "What the fuck?" and see if she responds on anything. Can I gather from her that she's telling the truth or not? Is she willing to do that?
I'm gonna say that if Amelia is okay with it, I would say that you two realize she's using her relic, but you're not being as affected. Like you get only like second contact. You're like, oh fuck, she's gorgeous. She's way more gorgeous than I thought. But
It's
you
like I
realize she's
see
doing
someone
something.
doing something.
Yeah, she's doing something.
She's doing something. Okay,
She's
okay.
doing something for sure.
Okay. All right, I'm a little young, so okay. Oh, okay. I look at her. Okay. I just turned back defensively.
I got you, girl!
Philip, I will give you for free. Again, this would all be rolled. Next week, this will all be rolled. But right now, we're doing fun. So, Philip, you notice when Shutter looks at a specific window at some point, and you when you start adding other people's reactions, and she knows how to get the fuck out of here. You're not sure if that's the window or something, but you know that chick with the plate with the broken bottle at the moment. She knows how to get the fuck out of here. So
You
if
look at
there's
her,
one
it's like
person
her iris
her.
does like this.
Yeah,
She
right.
knows something.
Okay, so after Amelia said her speech, and after I realized that Shutter knows how to get the fuck out of there, I don't step ahead. I just say, oh, Barry, this is exactly my point. What my associate, and I point to Amelia, was trying to say is that we can be way more useful to you, with our blood in ourselves, and the other way around. And then I look to Shutter, a very quick look, and I say something like, every one of us knows what to do and exactly how to do, right? Then I look to Barry, and then we can definitely come to a very good arrangement. When do you have an angel, a demon, and a fallen angel in the same room? You gonna eat them? Oh, come on, Barry, you're better than that, man. I'm sure you're used to, investment. Think of that as an investment. Huh? Wouldn't like to peace hell, heaven, and what's in between. Right. Especially when you have such a good specimen of all the three of them. Oh, come on, man. Think ahead.
Barry does.
Oh, and I see that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No,
I
no,
see that
continue.
like they say that everything I'm saying like giving very very imperceptive with my body just for shutter like going behind going in direction what she knows what she has to do, you know.
Yeah.
Like with my body I'm saying something and with my hands I'm saying another thing to her. That's
Like
it.
what we need to do, and kind of take a step to the yeah.
Yeah.
Barry does this, and against their will, the security guys kind of bring themselves into control, like into a form they can control. They're still like weird. They're not human-like. They're human-like. They're not human right now. You know, slightly exaggerated, slightly long arms that feel like an evolution of something that lost its wings. You know, like these were wings. Now it's just long arms, long clawed arms. And they all kind of against their will, like, okay, yeah. And Barry looks at you three, and goes like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I do see the appeal of what you're saying, because fuck me, it would be amazing to like get at least one of you a week. So yeah,
I get closer to the human girl. I completely understand what you're saying. They just grab her by the waist, just get close to her, I know what you mean. He smells so good, and I look at her and they just give her like a smile, just go with me, and I just come with her and just grab her by the hair, just give her a sniff while they're talking, and they just come with her to the side a little bit.
okay, what the fuck? Rick was like, yeah, I get it, but bear with me. At the same time, if I let you leave, how the fuck would I know you're not gonna go running to the Protectorate and to the Barony? How the fuck would I know I wouldn't have angels and demons SWAT fucking teams at my door tomorrow? You know what? I do it, and he kind of goes like back and forth between. It's like, you know what? I do get it, but fuck me, I would love to eat you right now with no consequences. And you know what? I think that's what I'm gonna do. And at the same time, all of them kind of jump into action. They all kind of go towards you.
I pushed the human girl through the window.
Oh my god! But instead of hearing like ah, you hear like ah, oh what the fuck, and you see she fell like 2 meters to the
Run! Holy!
What?
Do you guys run?
Of course.
Yes, definitely.
You guys,
Well,
you run.
And if I get a chance, I will like give a last when we were actually like running after, and if we can manage to get through the window, I will like give a last turn on my ring and say, "Shut the fuck up! I said you should come down. Listen to me."
And this makes them it's that 2-3 seconds of like, should we listen to this? No, we shouldn't. And that's exactly the time, from the perspective of the guys inside, they go like, yeah, maybe we should chill the fuck out. No, we shouldn't. And they look, and there's none of you there. You're all through the window, climbing, running. You run, you end the staircase, you jump. Philip helps you. You help each other to jump the last part. You run, you hear the footsteps of the guys, like you actually hear them jumping through the window. They don't go down, they go like and you run and you run and you run. And I want to know, where did you stop? Because the place you stopped is gonna be your meeting place for the game. Where did you guys end up that you felt safe for the first time on that night? What was the place? You guys can give ideas
An
and
abandoned church.
We have a mentor here in Rust Town, right?
you do.
I think we're
I
gonna
like
go.
the. I was gonna say
in
like a
that
parking
direction.
lot or like a structure of concrete, strict concrete abandoned factory. But I cannot dig the idea that is an abandoned church. I don't know if it would be an abandoned church nearby, but
In a demon, a
it's
fallen
appealing.
angel.
A
Yeah, demon, a fallen angel, and an angel. in
getting
church, yes.
together in an
Walk into a
abandoned.
bar.
Yeah, yeah, walk into a bar. Yeah.
That was the perfect blasphemy, right?
uh, 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 I I dig the idea of they getting it. It's not like a big cathedral, right? It's like a church.
no, it's the literal sense of church. You know, the it's a place you run, y'all. You run and you run until you reach a place that is in a place that feels and looks abandoned, even though it isn't particularly, but it feels, you get to a place that is literally abandoned because it's the old residential neighborhood of the people who used to work on the factories, etc. So even though the factories have new life and the warehouses have parties and skate rings and shit, the houses don't, because the people who used to work there are not there anymore. And you find this small a blue collar, right? Is the worker. Yeah, the
Yeah.
blue collar church. You know, the small church, roots church that got abandoned when nobody else was there to worship. And when you go in and you're like, you guys ran from a very well lived part of the city to a very dead part of the city. So you ran, and when you get there, you're tired, and it's like the battery acid in your muscles. You know, everything hurts. It's been a sacrifice to get there, and you walk in and you getting your breath together and like trying to, and you hear of a sound inside the church, and you hear when a voice goes, well, we don't have anything to steal, darling, so if you're here for money or anything like that, I swear you're completely wrong. You're just barking at the wrong tree, darling. And you see when a tiny woman steps up from one of the first pews, and you see Pernie.
Oh my god!
And Pernie, I'm gonna say this is the first time you all met Pernie, even though you all had relationships specific to yourselves after this with Pernie, and that she helped and guided and showed you how to be yourselves in Rust. This is the first time you lay your eyes upon this beautiful old thing, this relic, in a very different sense
Old
of
relic.
what Ruthford Fields used to be, a place of life, a place of culture, of vibrancy. But she stayed. After all those things left, she stayed. And what you see in her is lively, it's vibrant, it's everything this place once was. And she looks at you and go, "Oh, darlings, if I knew you were coming out with a pour more tea." And this is the end of our first.
Oh,
Oh, no. Oh, God, oh.
Yay!
So fucking nice. Love it. I really love it.
Oh
Amazing.
my god, I can't believe I just met Pernie.
It's Pernie, man. You
It's
have no
Pernie.
idea how hard it was to keep a secret from you guys that I was gonna.
Oh my
play.
god, it's Pernie.
It's so cute.
You guys meet Pernie, and from there, a very strong and not. I think there are strong things. They are strong by themselves. But what you guys have is a bond that is strong for very specific reasons, very tailored reasons for every and each one of you. Shutter, you can talk photographers from the past with Pernie, and she knows them all, and she fucked half of them, darling. And Amelia, Pernie had a very very vibrant life within culture that you kind of understand that she knows what it is to be seen and overly seen, but she's a human. She went through it, and she's a sensitive, she's a hypersensitive. She knows what you are, but you see your experience through the eyes of someone who kept aging, and she taught you so much about how to connect with the humans when they change and you don't, because that's how she felt in her youth. Like she would be beautiful forever, darling. And eventually I was old and I had to pee all the time and I hate it.
Like one said, beauty fades, dumbness forever.
Exactly. And she's gonna die like she came to this world wearing a hat. And Philip, you feel as if someone for the first time asked about you, but when you started talking about your adventures, she stopped you, put her old wrinkled hand on your shoulder, and she said, "No, darling, you, not the others. You. I want to hear about you." And that was maybe the first time you actually talked about who's at the center of this madness, because you're always telling stories like, "Oh, I was in Egypt and this happened," but it wasn't you, right? It was somebody else.
Yes.
It's always somebody else. And she wants to know you. She wants to know Philip, not the other guys. And this bond gets stronger and deeper and more important until one day you three come meet her at the old church and she's not there. And the hours pass, and she doesn't come. She always comes. Where is she? Where's Pernie? And that's our game.
Oh, dear Lord.
Pernie!
Tears.
So thank you very fucking much, my dude.
Well, I guess we started.
On that.
Just one more hour.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks, players. Thanks, people on the chat. People who will watch it later. People who will
Thank you,
come to the
guys.
Discord, to the Instagram, to the whole shebang. Next week we'll get this story actually going. We'll have 2 or 3, I think, 2 shots, 2 sessions for the story, and we need to know what happened to Pernie.
What happened to baby Jane? To Pernie?
What happened to baby Pernie?
Guys, don't forget, if you like, share, comment, like.
Exactly.
Do your job. Do your bidding to the team. We're counting on you. Thank you.
It all makes such a huge difference, my dudes. Yes, another hour. Yeah, we would love to. But thanks a lot, guys. We'll be back here at the same time, at the same place next week to get the story going. We're always here. We're always playing, fucking around. On Tuesdays, we talk a lot of Portuguese. So if you want to come around to hear some Portuguese, co-create some stuff, get your doubts, everything, come on by. We will be here on Tuesdays, on Thursdays, in between. Instagram, ignorantia.com to check our shit out in Portuguese, Discord to chat with us, all that jazz. So have an awesome end of the week. Have an awesome weekend, and we will see you next week.
Download the
Bye.
quick guide and play during the weekend with your friends.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
You know, that's
You buy
right.
the definitive edition.
Bye bye.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Peace.
A última coisa que eu fiz foi acender o cigarro errado.